What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. As you can see, this week's a little bit differently. I'm not joined by my best man, Mr. Shaun Mead, but we are just after putting the votes out last week, and we put the votes out to you guys, and you all voted on your favourite news stories from 2024. If you're only here for movie news, unfortunately, that's not here this week, but it does mean that we have a whole episode dedicated to Weird News Wednesday, or Weird News Monday as it's now known. So what we have done is we assembled the 25 best stories of 2024 that we thought had the best headlines, or maybe were just the most fun to talk about, and then we gave them all out to you guys, and we allowed you to vote on what you thought were the top 10 news stories of the year from Weird News. And so kindly, we had loads of votes. Thank you to everyone who voted in. It was absolutely amazing. And the winner is, I think, the one you think it's going to be, if that makes sense. A very strong field this year, but we had one standout story that really stepped up. But yeah, if you're new here, by the way, this is kind of a really great introductory episode, because it's just all the weird news stories from throughout the year. There's no more introductions. It's just we're going to start at 10 and we're working our way down to 1, and you'll never hear from us again. Well, technically you'll hear from past me and Shaun, but not me now. But I basically get the week off. But yeah, so thank you very much, everyone, for all of your support throughout 2024. You are all absolute legends. We could not do this without you. Over on the Patreon, we see so many people joining there, on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on Instagram. If it's your first episode, don't worry about it. Just chill out. If it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share. Spotify 5 stars are still going up, so if you could head on over there, that would be absolutely great. But enough of the yapping. This episode's already going to be long enough because it is the top 10. Shaun, it's time to hit the play button. Let's go for the top 10 weird news stories of the year. So, Shaun, I'm going to start off weird news this week with a woman who also was working hard.
Oh?
Now, when I first read this storyline, I was outraged for her. And then after you find out how much she stole, it kind of changes, because I have Chicago woman gets 9-year sentence for stealing chicken wings from work.
Oh, seems a bit harsh, right?
See, it's very harsh. I mean, stole a few chicken wings.
Haven't we all? Like, you know, one for you, one for me, you know? You gotta wet your whistle a little bit.
Shaun, she stole a staggering $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
Now, all at once?
No, she stole 11,000 cases of chicken wings.
Over years, I'm imagining.
Over a particular length of time, from July 2020 to 2022. 2 years. She stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
That's the pandemic hustle, my friend.
I think it is, because what happened was that this is a school that was basically sending food out to remote learners, okay? Mm-hmm. And some of the food was chicken wings.
That's pretty decent.
And then, it's very nice. So Vera Little, the food service director for Harvey School District near Chicago, stole the huge amount of fast food during the pandemic and its aftermath, when the wings were meant for children doing remote learning.
You're stealing food from kids during a global pandemic.
Hungry children.
Ooh, look, I'm usually all about, fuck big corporations.
Yeah.
That corporation was trying to do some good.
The school was sending them food, and you stole 11,000 cases of chicken wings in the 2 years. It's actually less than 2 years, so July to February 2022. So
fucking hell.
Oh, 18 months.
18 months. And she... So, now... Like, that, presumably the kids still got some food. It wasn't just like, oh, we ran out at your house.
Yeah, so she was just stealing 11,000 cases, and then what happened was that the school did a routine audit and it found that the annual food service costs were 300 grand over budget only halfway through the school year. So she was taking the chicken wings and then putting another order in for another box of chicken wings consistently.
Jesus. So, and she didn't think that was going to be an issue. She thought she could hide it.
Vera Little is 68 years old, so I think she was just saying, one for me, one for them, and then sure nothing will be known about this.
What was she doing with the stolen wings?
I was going to ask you, right? So this story, the more you think about, like, the more it becomes, like, unhinged, because it starts off woman steals chicken wings. You're like, okay, look, that's a bit harsh. Don't think she should have been fucking like fired. I think she's grand.
She got jail.
Gets 9 year sentence in jail because she stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings, 11,000 cases over 18 months. So very good question, Shaun. What could a woman who's nearly 70 years old want with $1.5 million worth of chicken wings, unless she's bringing them home and feeding, I don't know, maybe a small family of 14?
So I found... so like, you know, bulk food order Cisco in Ireland, they sell them in 10 kilograms to a case of chicken wings. So let's just work off that. What do you do? And presumably it's a monthly order they're putting in?
Yeah, they're probably monthly or every fortnight, I'd say.
Yeah, I suppose if you're feeding kids and...
You don't want those kids to go hungry.
No, you don't. You really don't. So let's say 20 kilos of chicken wings a month. How are you moving those? You just eating them at home?
You couldn't eat 20 kg of chicken wings a month. Unless she's bulking. Is she bulking something serious?
I mean, it is very lean protein, I'll grant you.
She must be in the gym. How much? Absolutely hopping off it.
How much does a chicken wing weigh? About 85 grams.
So many chicken wings.
So if we divide 20,000 by 85, Conor, now it's only 235 wings. So you divide that by, let's say, 30 days average in a month. It's about 8 wings per day.
She's having 8 wings a day.
Every day, 8 wings.
Every day
bit
for
of celery,
2 years.
bit of blue cheese.
After like a month, you'd be like, oh jeez, I'd love anything but fucking 8 chicken wings.
After a week, man. Like,
yeah.
Imagine the bones she's throwing out.
Like, she's after building a dam in her fucking backyard, just all the bones.
Yeah, it's like when Wolverine's up on that fucking cross, he's just surrounded by...
I love the idea, like the CSI people show up and there's just a field full of bones and they're just like, holy shit,
what happened here?
What occurred here? Oh man.
8 wings a day.
So, no, 8 wings a day, every day, for 2 years. 200 something wings a month is too many wings.
Oh no, it's absolutely too many wings. Now, if we wanted to get into the weeds with this, we could look up the calories per chicken wing.
I mean, I don't think she could be running a lot though, so we don't know what she's putting on or taking off.
We don't know the 68-year-old woman's exercise regime.
She could be an absolute marathon runner and needs the wings.
Yeah, you know what? And if that's the case, fuck the kids.
No, I think if that's the case, you still can't steal from the kids.
Alright, okay, alright, if you want to be like that.
But officer, I'm running marathons.
Now, again, this could be a weekly food order. We could be up to 16 wings a day.
16 a day? I just think 11,000 cases of wings from a school that's feeding hungry kids. Like, man, what the fuck?
Like, how do you reconcile that with yourself? I'll give you 1 box. If you're like, maybe it was left over at the end of the delivery track, you can take that.
I'll even give you 100 boxes over 2 years, because that's actually not bad. That's like 1 a week.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's 11,000 boxes. There's no way this is fucking every 2 weeks.
So if she sold one every week, she'd have like a reasonable amount of wings.
She'd have like 80 boxes of wings. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's enough wings.
That's enough wings.
That's fine.
That's too many wings.
That's 10 wings a week. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's grand.
You shouldn't have wings every day.
I think 10 a week is fine. Have it on a Tuesday. Tuesday's wing day.
Yeah.
Right? Just leave
Wing
it at
Wednesday.
That. Wing Wednesday if you want. But 11,000 seems like too many.
She must be selling them on or giving them to family or something.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like Fast and the Furious 1 with all those high-end DVD players.
So she's taking 10 boxes a week. Just over 10 boxes a week over 2 years.
Yeah, so did we say 18 months? Was that the thing?
Well, it's about, I was going off about 50 weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, you could do 18 months if you want.
So that's 78 weeks. And so 11,000 divided by 78, you're stealing 141 boxes a week.
A week?
What the fuck?
What's she doing with them?
What's happening?
How are you moving that much merch every week?
Yeah.
Where are they going?
How are you not getting... How are you transporting this? Like,
there's cartels that transport less drugs over borders than you're transporting wings from your home.
They're unrefrigerated on the way to the house, surely.
How? She can't get a truck. Has she bought a refrigerated truck or something? How is she bringing them home?
That's going to be sus if you pull up to the school in a refrigerated truck.
Have you got any ice?
and hardly... That's like, it's not being delivered to her house, you don't think?
No, she's taking them from the school.
But are they storing them? I suppose the school has the big kitchens and stuff. They would be storing them and they'd have all the kids' informations. 141 cases a week.
A week?
That's disgusting.
That's too many. That's too many cases.
Genuinely, she might deserve the 9 years.
No, I think it's one of those where we need her to tell us how she did it.
Yeah.
Because that's more important. It's going to be like the person that, like, you know, buries all the bodies. They're like, just tell us where you left them. And he's like, nah. I ain't telling you none. I'm going down with that. We need to know what you were doing with that many boxes.
She's about to be top dog in that prison. Because she is going to move fucking merch.
Merch is getting moved.
Like, she is... She can get stuff. That's just who she is.
There's child murderers in there going to be terrified of her.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, holy shit, she fucking knows her shit.
She knows her business acumen. She knows how to deliver an order, let me tell you.
And I think we have an all-timer here that was sent in to us, Shaun, because I have man stuck in well for 3 days as villagers mistake cries for ghostly sounds.
Whose first response is ghosts when a well is screaming at you?
So,
what ghost shouts help me?
A ghost trying to fuck me up. I'm not going to fall for that. Alan Richardson.
Oldest trick in the book.
A Chinese man was trapped in an abandoned well for 3 days because his cries were mistaken for ghostly sounds, the media reported. The bizarre incident took place near the Thailand-Myanmar border last month when villagers heard strange cries coming from a nearby forest. Police in the area said they dispatched rescue personnel to the forest, and when they called out, they heard a voice responding. After locating the source of the voice, the crew found a Chinese man at the bottom of a 12-metre deep well that he had fallen down.
That's a big fall.
He broke his wrist, he had a massive concussion, and he was covered in bruises.
Did he land on his wrist?
He must have landed on it from 12 metres. You put your arm down to protect you.
I'd try and land on one leg.
See, you've told me this before, by the way.
I'd rather break one leg than two legs.
We've talked about this.
We have.
And I was like, if you fell from 50 feet... No, you said if you jumped from a plane and your pack didn't work, you would land on one leg.
And I'm not saying that would save me,
Yeah.
I just think you would end up better off.
And I love the idea that you think somehow that you would fall from 1,000 feet, land on one leg and just stop. The momentum would just stop with the leg.
I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying on the off chance it might help.
Like parkour.
Because you're going to live if you land on 2 legs, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying you're fucked no matter what you do. But your idea of like...
I just wouldn't give up as easily as you, as I would try.
No, because you stick down one leg, right? That leg crumples. Then what happens to the other leg?
I tuck into a roll and I spread the force along my spine.
Right, so now you have a broken spine and a broken leg.
One broken leg.
One broken leg. The other leg's fine, but you can't move because you have a broken spine.
That is, you fall with the momentum and you roll and it spreads it over your back.
From a plane.
Just again, I'm not saying it's a surefire way to live.
I'm not saying it's any surefire way to do it. It's definitely not sure. I'll tell you that for a fucking fact.
I've been away for 3 weeks and you're already giving me jip.
So after locating the source device, they launched a rescue operation and they took him out. He had sustained a fractured left wrist, I said, a massive concussion, bruises all over his body. He was in a bad way. The man identified himself as Lou Ciani and reported that he had been trapped inside the well for 3 days and nights without food or water. He was taken to hospital for medical attention.
No water in the well? Oh, an abandoned well. Sorry, yes.
Mr. Liu said he shouted for help for a brief period once every hour to conserve energy.
That's grim to have to think like that, but fair play to him.
People living in the village near the forest said that they heard strange noises and strange cries, and they mistook them for hauntings.
Like, what? Like when the police come and are like, why didn't you, help? And they were like, we just thought it was ghosts, all of us.
They went so far as to stop going outside after dark.
He actively repelled people.
They were literally like, don't go outside, it's fucking haunted in that forest. You did not hear the wailings. The wailings of come help me.
Someone was trying to kill that man, I think. She's like, no, it's ghosts.
The guy who pushed him was like, it's a fucking forest ghost again.
Yeah.
Come and
I'd
rock
stay
it up.
Inside for at least until they run out of food.
At least until maybe, so I don't know, they get so tired that they almost collapse from lack of food and drink. That's how I would survive a ghost, if you ask me.
Then I suggest we fill the well with concrete.
I think concrete, and then set fire to the concrete for no reason.
Just in case, you know.
Just in case.
For the spirits.
Yes. I heard he said the young man appeared to have accidentally fallen into the well while trying to find his way out of the forest.
So he was lost in a forest and then got lost in a well.
I mean, is anyone having a worse day, really, when you think about it?
I like, what? Why are we out in the forest that deep to get lost? But they could still hear you.
Because ghosts.
Because ghosts. He was ghost hunting.
He was hunting ghosts. Then he fell down the well. So my now question, Shaun, to you is, as always, Shaun, you are in the forest.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And to be honest with you, I can see you falling down the only well in a forest because you have that kind of vibe about you. If you fell, what are we doing?
I fell. Okay, I end up in this man's situation. That's what's going on.
Yeah, but you're
here.
falling on your phone and it's broken.
Phone's broken. Okay. I'm going to shout, "I'm not a ghost."
Good. That's exactly what a ghost would say, to be fair, though.
Then I'll say, "I am a ghost."
Oh, that's exactly what a ghost would say, to be fair, though.
Oh, gee. Oh, well, I'm really boxed into a corner here.
Boxed into a well.
Boxed into a well. Very few corners in there. You're just screaming. I'm also concussed with a broken wrist.
Yeah.
Could you
so you're screaming anyway? Really?
Yeah, I'd be in pain for sure.
If I had a broken wrist, I would be very loudly saying, "Oh fuck!" I think maybe 10 to 15 times a minute.
I think the length of time it would take me to consider 127 hoursing the wrist.
But it's not trapped. Why are you chopping off your own wrist?
Because I think it'll be less sore than having a broken wrist the whole time.
I love the idea. You're at the bottom of the well. There's nothing trapping you. You're able to stand up fine, but you're like, gotta saw off my own arm.
just that wrist will have to come off.
So you think having a fractured wrist is more painful than chopping off your own arm and then leaving a big gaping wound there.
I'd bandage it with things I find around the place.
Surely that's still more painful than having a broken wrist.
I think you're... See, you're always bumping your wrist then once it's broken. And
so you're saying get rid of it. So I do a 360 spin.
It's worth at that point. I feel I'll get more done with the wrist off.
Doing what? You've nothing to do.
I can start to climb.
Start to climb with no arm. You've chopped off your arm.
I've got one good arm.
Right, so then what do you...
It's like being blinded. All your other senses get stronger if you lose
so your
wrist.
other arm becomes Alan Richardson's arm.
Yeah. That's simple science, Conor.
I mean, I'm not an idiot, Shaun. I know. I understand what you're saying. So, okay, first up, arm goes off. Are you going to take one of your legs off as well, just to get like extra leg strength in the other one, or what's the story?
No, I think I'd be better off with two legs.
That'd be
just
ridiculous.
for
Sorry,
manoeuvrability.
my apologies.
But then, like, the hands off, right? So now there's food for a day or two.
Oh my fucking
Just eat your
Jesus
hand.
Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay. So you've gotten straight to cannibalism.
It's auto cannibalism. It's not technically illegal, I don't think.
If you eat yourself.
Yeah.
That's an interesting law that I think if you look up you will be arrested anyway. The FBI get a notice.
I'll Google a lot of shit for this show. I really don't want to Google that.
Am I allowed to eat myself?
Because it's the ultimate. You're consenting. You're physically deciding to do it. You can bite through your own finger. Your brain just won't let you.
I think yours would.
I often think, Jez, what if I just take an ocean one day?
What if I take an ocean? Just one day, just go, oh, Jez, I love a fucking nub. I love a little fucking stump of a finger now.
So, I could chew my wrist off at that point.
You're not chewing any... Your brain won't let you.
No, I'll get past it. I'm built different.
I'm built different. You know what I mean? I'll convince it. Look over there, brain.
So what I'm doing, here's my plan. I cut the wrist off. That's gone.
Yeah. Okay, can I just say very quickly? If that's your step one, you're dead.
No, I've tied my belt around it to stop bleeding.
You're immediately dead.
That's fine. No,
go on.
Because now I take the hand and I compress the fingers so it's pointing.
Yeah.
And then I throw it up and out of the well. And then it points the way so that people will know there's a handless man in this well.
There's a hand, just one finger pointed towards the well.
Yeah. Hopefully it lands in the right direction, otherwise they're going to go off right.
He's gone walking into the forest. It must be over here.
He's in the McDonald's there.
The hand wouldn't lie to us. It's over here.
Just trust the hand.
I think you need to start... No, I'd say chop off each finger and maybe try and throw them out and try and spell I'm over here.
That's a lot of shapes.
Yeah, a lot of shapes. Well, look, you have to take that risk. How good are you throwing with your other arm?
Oh, it's great now.
Yeah, now you're the greatest thrower of all. You're going to go to the baseball league now next week.
You better believe it, brother.
Yeah.
And then I'm saved, basically. Now, I hear you asking the question, could you not throw your shoes or something up?
I didn't ask that, but yeah, go on.
I could throw my shoes up, but then I'd have cold feet. Then my feet fall off. I'm in a well.
Don't be ridiculous, Conor. I'm not going to throw my shoes. I'll be cold.
I don't want cold toes.
I'm happy enough to have no arm, but no cold toes. Not around here. I'm not an idiot, Conor. Come on now.
Yeah, you paint me as an idiot on this show. For no fault of my own.
Yeah,
I'm villainised for speaking my mind.
Just for things that you've said and things that you've done.
Yeah, and the way I conduct myself.
Yeah, just your actions. You've kind of villainised for that, but that's not your fault.
No, I'll be honest, Conor. Yeah. I don't care for it.
What are you going to do about it? Throw your hand at me?
No, I cut off the other one.
Yeah, imagine you jump off the wrong one. You're like, oh fuck, now I have my bad hand. How can I throw this?
I have a broken wrist and one good hand. Throw them both in the air and they clap.
Okay.
That's how I get the attention.
Someone's like, there's a cheerleading squad down that way.
No, that's the ghost of a cheerleading squad.
Don't go near it. Give me a G. Give me a H. So Shaun, this guy spent 3 days down the well. Nobody would come to save him. He survived. He's absolutely fine. He's gonna just be like, go to the hospital for a few days, maybe recover.
A drip or something.
2 arms, fair play to him. They just literally say that they put his wrist in a cast and it'll be fine. 6 weeks.
I didn't have access to a cast in the well, Connor.
Yeah, I know.
If I had access to a cast, I would have made a cast.
You would have chopped my arm off and put it in a cast.
There we go. That will protect it.
Leave that to the side now until I'm ready for it. So we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and I have Shaun, we're going to start off with a man who he went on an office retreat and some things happened, and then I have Colorado man left behind during office retreat survives night on mountain.
Like in the wild, like
in
outside.
The wild. He's had a bad weekend.
Turning up on Monday. Do you even turn up? I think I'd leave.
So a Colorado man survived a night on a mountain by himself while injured after being left behind by his co-workers during an office retreat, which I assume
that man never has to work a day in his life. That's
going to lead to some really awkward encounters in the office, surely. Like, if someone's asking you to do something, like, well, fucking John, I'll tell you something now.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
When I was on the mountain.
When I was in the wild.
So the County Search and Rescue shared the hiker's harrowing ordeal in a Facebook post earlier this week, saying that at about 9 p.m. last Friday night, it was a fucking weekend, it was activated for a report of an overdue hiker.
So you're meant to come back at a certain time and you just don't.
Yeah, like milk is overdue.
I don't. Milk isn't over. A bill would be overdue. Milk is out of date.
Yeah, it's weird how they made the same thing, but you wouldn't say it was like you could also say about a bill that it's overdue.
Yeah.
You can't say about milk that it's overdue.
Milk is overdue. No, milk is like, they've turned your milk off because you didn't pay. Like,
yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
No more lactose for you.
Did he just get discovered the next day, or did he just walk home or something?
So the hiker was part of a 15-person group that embarked on an office hiking retreat, with one group completing summit attempts and a separate group ascending to the saddle and returning from there. I don't know what any of that means. When the subject submitted at 11:30 a.m. and turned to descend, so he got up to the top, and then he turned around to start going back down. He became disorientated, finding belongings left in the boulder field to mark the descent by the previous group, having been picked up as they hiked down. So, in his initial attempts to descend, he found himself in a completely different area in the steep boulder, which was in the northeast slopes. So they all went down maybe another way, and he maybe waited a few minutes. He was a few minutes behind them, and he got lost going the opposite direction.
Fuck, so he's going down the side of the mountain that maybe he wasn't prepared
because
for.
While they're going down the mountain, they're picking things up that they've left.
That's insane.
So he can't find his way if he's a few minutes behind.
Yeah, so he just went off on the wrong trail, continued walking, and got further and further lost from
the group. Know that the hiker sent the location pin drop to his co-workers, who were already descending. The co-workers then informed him that he was wrong and instructed him to climb back up to the slope again to regain the trail. So
don't fucking help him.
They just were like, "You're a fucking idiot. Go back up and then come back down in a different direction, you fool."
That's fucking... I would be livid.
At around 10 to 4, the hiker sent another location pin drop to his co-workers as he nearly regained the ridge between he nearly made it back up to the top. Shortly after the hiker sent his location, a storm swept through the area with freezing rain and high winds, prompting the hiker to become disorientated again and losing his cell signal, so he no longer had a clue where he was.
So he's got it all turned around. He's freezing cold and wet.
Yeah.
And he has no way of finding where he actually is.
And remember, they started the descent at 11:35 or something. I think it was 11:30 they started descending. At 9 p.m. that night, they had to deploy 2 teams to go find him.
Did they not tell them at 4 that, like, hey, I have this dude's location?
They should have went and got lunch. They were all sitting in the little cabin
in the fucking
having
cabin.
hot cocoa. They were like, I'll be down soon.
Like, how did someone end up on their own on a mountain?
That is, I mean, the first question you ask is, why is anybody by themselves?
Yeah. Because if this is a work retreat, I'd wager they're not all experienced mountaineers.
Maybe it's the guy that nobody likes.
I mean, look, as the guy that nobody likes in my office,
Yeah.
I like to think I'd at least keep the group in sight on the mountain.
Not only in sight, but if you were to lose them, you would call somebody back and be like, "Hey, do you mind sticking around with me just for a few minutes?"
Yeah, 100, and that's a fine thing to do. And also, not to victim blame, I'd probably tell someone else who wasn't in the group where I was. You know, I'd message my fiance. I'd message you probably
in case they're thinking of murdering you.
Yeah, maybe that's what the weekend's been about.
So you're actually going a lot deeper than the guy that they don't like. You're actively the guy they want to murder at the top of a mountain.
First of all, I'll kill them before they kill me. And that's,
I'll kill them, I'll kill me, I don't care.
Yeah, it's mountain law. You know, you're not getting away from any of that.
Is mountain law a thing if you're on like a very gentle slope?
How gentle?
Like, they weren't climbing Everest.
It was a desperate situation.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to die.
So you become... And what does mountain law entail?
That means I can do what I want.
Does it also mean that they can do whatever the fuck they want?
No. God.
Oh, sorry. Mountain law is Shaun's law.
Yeah. No, it's mountain law.
Sorry, it's mountain law, but it means you get to do whatever you want with no repercussions.
Yeah, but it also means everyone has to help me if I get lost.
Yeah, because you're just a little boy.
Little bitch boy.
I'm a little bitch boy. I need some help. A helicopter had to be sent out, and apparently when the teams came out, they encountered strong winds and freezing rain, in turn making the process to reach the summit unsafe. And they also couldn't send the drone out because of the rain and the wind, basically making it impossible to fly the drone in the weather. So everybody has now tried to get to him, but the weather is so terrible that nobody can actually get up the mountain. So he's stuck there, just in the rain and the wind.
He's in a storm on the side of a mountain for an entire night.
Yes.
Fucking hell, that's terrifying.
So the helicopter then also assisted the teams. Despite flying several search patterns through the area, it did not detect any sources of light. The teams remained on the field until 9 a.m. the next morning with no trace of the hiker.
Oh, they must, terrible. That group must have been preparing for, your co-worker was found dead on the mountain.
Although, unless it was a plan, then they're like... Perfect.
Then they're only pretending to be sad.
Oh no, that's terrible. He almost stole my fucking coffee. He stole my lunch at one time. What a dickhead.
Do you have a lunch thief in the office at all?
Yes.
Does that act? Really?
Yeah, it happened once.
Oh, was there war?
I mean, there was, but also completely over the top. That it was just someone brought in a chicken sandwich, I think it was, and they just put it in the fridge. And then they went to check it, and then somebody had eaten the chicken sandwich, right?
Fuck.
And so
death to that person.
All out war happened. There was several messages put into the work chats of like, what the fuck is this?
The disrespect.
Fucking Ted Bundy wasn't as bad as these bastards. Oh fuck. And so it got completely like, they were like doing CSI shit. They were like trying to check CCTV to be like, who did it? When did they do it? And I think someone got caught. But like, why would you do that?
It's such a wild move to just take someone else's lunch. Like,
and also in a place that clearly has cameras, why would you, like, you're never getting away with that.
And it's such a weird thing to start a feud over, because like, those people, you're never going to trust the thief again, are you? Like,
I think they got fired, if I remember
over
correctly.
that.
I think it was due to like I think there's some sort of like, it was theft in the office, and it was like, yes, I don't know, but it was basically seen as murder. Like, it was the highest level you could go.
In the office, it's one of the bigger crimes you can. Well, it's not really one of the bigger crimes.
Well, you could do the murder if you wanted, but that would be a pretty big crime. But just, have you ever had food stolen?
No, we have a canteen in work, so we just kind of...
We have a canteen as well. That's what made no sense.
That's even weirder. Stealing someone's canteen food, that's wild.
You could go down and get a full dinner for $5. But
yeah, it's subsidised, it's great.
They specifically wanted that chicken sandwich.
I'll just take that, no one's having it there.
I think it might be the trill at that point.
Yeah. There's been emails sent around about like people have taken yogurts and stuff out of the fridge.
Yeah. We once had to clear out the whole entire building, like all like 9 floors, because somebody tried to vape in the bathrooms and set off all the fire alarms.
What a fucking dope.
Amazing. It was so funny.
We were in a hotel in London one time, and all the fire alarms went off, and it was like 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And I was like, that's someone trying to vape in a room. That's just fuck this for everyone.
And so the question is, do you get up? Because you have to.
Do you know what? I looked out in the corridor, locked eyes with another dude who was looking out of his door, and we both shook our heads and went back inside.
That's the response is, if I can't see the fire, then the fire doesn't exist. So we're grand.
We were in like the basement floor, so it's only going to move up.
So what you're saying is you're going to survive if it comes to it.
I'll live forever. I don't care.
Worst comes to worst, I'm diving out the window.
Yeah, I'm crawling up the street level.
Yeah. But
I'll get a Greggs for myself.
But you're like, people on the 10th floor, they're dead. They're burned to death. And I don't care. I'm going to sleep.
I can't help them.
I can't. They're already gone in my head. They're already dead, butchered. So like, I'll go back to sleep for a few days.
I said I've mourned them already.
I'll be rested then in the morning. I can mourn them.
No, I'll be arrested. I started the fire.
But you'll also be arrested. You'll be like, oh Jesus, I feel fucking fresh though at the same time when they're leading you away. So a second search operation began that morning with the help from at least 9 additional search and rescue groups, including those from nearby counties. With a second search operation underway, the hiker managed to regain enough cell service to dial 911. The hiker reported being very disorientated on the descent and falling at least 20 times on the steep slopes below, so he kept falling down the mountain.
At least he's going down. That's where you need to be.
With every fall, you're closer to where you need to get to.
Yeah, just look on the bright side. We're all about positivity on this podcast.
It added that after the last fall, he was unable to get back up.
Oh dear, that's tougher. That's a tough situation to be in.
At that point, you got to just keep falling. It can't get any worse.
Yeah, do a little spin, a little roll on the way down.
Yeah,
make it down in record time.
So he very luckily regained enough cell service to make the call, and upon locating the hiker, the search and rescue teams eventually found him. They extracted him from the mountain, and he was stabilised and brought into a hospital, and they looked after him. But Shaun, at that point, he has to go back to work, and then the real questions begin. Because if you're him, what's the first move?
I mean, you'd get a solicitor, get a lawyer first of all.
But it's outside office times.
But it was an office organised event. This was an office retreat. And there clearly wasn't enough safety mechanisms in place for someone to not be lost on the side of a fucking mountain.
Everyone needed a Sherpa. Everyone.
The main thing is that when you go into work on Monday, if they expect you back on Monday, and if they do, they're cunts. If you go into work on Monday, they are going to pull you into a room and try and get you to sign something that says, oh, the company did nothing wrong. And you can't sign that.
No, you have to say it's definitely their fault, because otherwise you kind of come to the conclusion that you just got lost.
Yeah.
But two things can be true at once. You got lost, but they brought you to the top of a mountain that you've never been to before and then left you there.
Yeah. It's different than if you got lost on your way home after a night out drinking. That's a different story. They took you to an unfamiliar location with the company's promise and security that you would be fine, and you were not. You texted people and they were like, oh, you fucked up.
I forgot the texts. I forgot.
The texts are pretty damning.
Here's fucking Shaun again, the little dickhead. He's after getting lost. What a fucking dork. Alright, just go up the mountain and then just come back down again. Oh my god.
I know it's 4 o'clock and the sun's going to set soon, but just go do it.
And like it starts raining and it gets a bit windy. Sure, that'll help him up the mountain. Sure, it'll blow him up.
People, they were back in the lodge having a great time.
Chilling out. They were having a few drinks.
Yeah. I know, you gotta... I'll be honest, you're burning every bridge you have at that company, but you probably should.
You realise they might not be your friends, they're just your work colleagues.
They don't have your best interests.
No, they're stealing your chicken from the fridge.
Oh, big time.
Big time. So, Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and I have Dutch pilot successfully lands after canopy opens mid-flight. By canopy, I mean the fucking roof of the jet.
I think I've seen this video.
Yeah.
It's awful.
A Dutch pilot managed to miraculously land her small aircraft after the transparent canopy that protects her unexpectedly opened mid-flight. The pilot, Naren Malcolmjan, shared the challenging moment she experienced on her extra 330LX aircraft by posting the video to social media. In the footage, she is seen frantically trying to maintain her grip on the controls in the seconds following the tear of the roof of the fucking jet.
Like, I've watched the video and it's awful. She's really calm and collected while it happens.
Yeah, that's literally what I thought of when watching it as well. She's just chill. Like, this happens, man.
Just no panic, like. Meanwhile, like, airplane force winds are now blasting her in the face.
She struggled to keep her eyes open as wind battered her face while the two-seater plane veered towards the ground. Despite the difficulties she faced, she managed to land skillfully and still survived.
Do you think you get bonus points in like your flight logs for that? Because you have to do a certain amount of hours.
She never has to do another test again, surely.
Yeah, surely. No, that also... That door is never opening again, is it? Like, that she's double, triple checking that.
Oh, sellotape all over it.
Blue tack.
Blue tack. They're like, we have like airlock. She's like, no, blue tack.
Nah, I don't trust it. I'm sorry. I've been burned
from an
before. Aerodynamic
standpoint, she said, I faced some challenges in controlling the plane. I love how understated the whole thing is. Like, this woman nearly just like got dragged out of a fucking plane while she was like 1,000 feet up in the air.
The aerodynamics were affected. It was tough
man.
To steer.
Perhaps the hardest part was maintaining energy, thus substituting my vision and breathing with kinetic energy. So the wind's hitting her, she can't breathe, she can't see. How the fuck is she landing this plane?
She must have just gone straight back to muscle memory of like trainings and stuff like that.
That's like proper like close your eyes and feel the force.
Yeah, like turn off the targeting system and just fucking land on instinct. Like when Patrick Wilson landed that ship in Moonfall.
What a reference. Could you explain what Moonfall is to the people who may not have seen Moonfall?
Really good disaster movie. Moon, it do be fallen. They send up a space.
It fell.
Imagine it was lower.
Super lower.
They sent up a space shuttle and then all the electronics died. And then Patrick Wilson, the best astronaut to ever goddamn be in the game, lands a space shuttle back on Earth with no electricity.
With no power.
And then NASA crucifies him and calls him a bad astronaut.
They call him, he's a loose cannon. And
a traitor, I think.
And a traitor, and he's a dickhead. Yeah.
And his whole career goes to piss.
Because he says the power cut off in space, and they said, no, it didn't. Yeah, and he was like, no, it definitely did.
He's like, then how'd you land? Because I'm a really good pilot. That's how I landed.
And we cannot stress enough, he falls from space. So he's in space, and he gets slowly dragged into Earth's orbit, and then travelling at the speed of whatever that is from space, falling with flames coming all around him, no power, lands perfectly.
No navigational systems. Lands on the same runway he left from.
He lands in America. In the same place.
He can see his car as he fucking pulls in.
And like from space he's like, right there, that's where I'm going.
That's where I'll pop her. Like, no ocean landing, none of this bullshit. It wasn't even a concern. No,
he lands it perfectly back on the runway, and is like, well, look, that happens every day, you know what I mean?
Look, I'm just a great astronaut. Everyone
I think
else
that's my favourite out. That's my favourite piloting scene in any movie.
It's so good.
Because it's only afterwards that they're like, you dickhead, you've ruined our reputation. I'm like, that man is the greatest man that's ever lived. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I hope like his wife's new husband dies needlessly.
Oh, a lack of oxygen at the end when the moon has fallen.
The moon has fallen. The moon scrapes the top of the mountains, but everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
It scrapes the top of the Andes or the Alps. The Rockies. Yeah, it scrapes the top of the Rockies, and it's still even when it scrapes them, it still stays up in the air.
Yeah, it's the moon, like, it's... What do you want from it?
And everyone's fine. You can still breathe just fine.
Yeah, and the Earth is basically grand at the end. A few people died.
Yeah, like everyone like celebrates, like, hey, we fucking did it. We saved the Earth.
There's nothing wrong. Don't worry about it.
It's the best movie we've ever seen, and if you haven't seen it, we would highly recommend it but maybe watch it with people that you like as like a bit of a friendly, just like sit around, let's all watch this movie and have a laugh.
Yeah, no, don't go into it expecting the best movie ever, because it's not.
It is.
But go into it expecting a fun time.
No, don't expect it, but it is the best movie ever. But you don't expect that it's the best movie.
I'm trying to undersell.
Sorry, no, you're right. Yeah, it's the second best movie ever.
That's true. After Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Yeah, of course. So, Shaun, you would have piloted that big wheel right back.
Stop talking about the big wheel. We talked about it on the Patreon already.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
By the way, she also said that she had no vision for the next 4 weeks afterwards.
Fucking hell, that's terrifying.
She had impaired vision for 4 weeks.
You just assume that that's not coming back at that point, wouldn't you?
The wind is just hitting your eyes at like such a speed that you just go blind and deaf, I assume.
Yeah, like I don't... Which is why it's wild when you look back at like old planes and pilots. And it was just like fellas with goggles on, and that's it.
Yeah, like where's all their Rogers originals when they're going up in the air to stop their ears popping?
I've gone on to Rolos for that kind of purpose.
I'm a gum man myself. I'll take some chewing gum.
You have to look after the gum then. I will say I've swallowed every piece of chewing gum I've ever eaten.
What?
Yeah. To this day, I'll swallow chewing. I do not care.
Sorry.
He's shocked, ladies and gentlemen.
Everyone, let's take a moment. I'm stopping weird news.
Yeah.
This is kind of
weird. We're
going to have a chat.
Yeah.
Because you consistently try to kill yourself. All the time.
I don't try. The universe does.
Things happen to you.
Yeah.
You have swallowed every piece of gum you've ever eaten.
Yes.
You've never put them in a bin.
I might have like a couple of times, but
but you can't remember specifically a time where you put it in the bin.
My go-to procedure is swallow the gum. It's not going to kill me.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What? I'm done with it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're allowed to swallow gum.
No, you're not.
No one can stop you.
No, you're not. Have you ever spoken to anybody in the world that has done that?
Has swallowed gum? Yeah.
Who?
Okay, I can't think of a specific...
You can't name one person. Nobody's done it consistently.
It generally isn't harmful if swallowed.
Generally. That's a very fucking wide generally. I mean, it's generally not harmful to do most things.
Name one.
Crossing the street.
Yeah.
Generally not harmful.
How many times do you cross the street?
Loads of times.
Yeah, and you have and you're fine. I've swallowed gum loads of times and I'm fine.
Oh my god, right. I think this is actually the most crazy thing you've ever said to me.
Really?
You said that you drowned twice.
And I got hit by a car while crossing the street.
You got hit by a car as well. Oh my god. Everyone listening to this right now, if you have lasted this long into this episode, I feel like this is the thing that has dropped at the end. Why did you wait this long to tell me this?
I didn't think it was weird.
What are you talking about?
I think there's a lot of gum swallowers out there. It's fine. I don't do gum that often, I will say.
Any other swallowers out there?
Where are my swallowers at?
Where are my big swallowers at? And my Hawktuas.
Hawktua swallow. Oh man, it's my own Avengers I'm assembling
Shaun,
here. Yeah,
that is crazy.
That's not that crazy.
It's no, I mean we all have a laugh on this show, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm genuinely worried.
No,
about you.
I was reading up on this thing. It's called quantum immortality, which suggests that in quantum physics and probability, there's one person who's just going to survive everything that comes at him, and I'm fucking on track right now.
Fuck it. Do you know what? I think that might be you as well.
Yeah, I podcast forever.
You're unkillable.
And I'm trying actively with all the gum that I swallow.
You're the only person I know who actively does go out of their way to try to just cause any harm. Just cross a road without looking. Just drown themselves.
I'm careful. I'm cautious. I don't.
Anyone cautious is not swallowing gum.
They find me.
How often are you chewing gum?
I'll have gum maybe once or twice a week.
What? This is madness.
He's so upset. It's so funny.
This is madness, Shaun.
Yeah, Orla's not thrilled that I do it. But.
Of course she's not. She's a brain. What?
I have a brain.
You do not, clearly. If you're swallowing gum, who told you this? Who as a child said that's completely normal?
No one. You just decided. No, because I heard the thing that it stays in your stomach for 7 years.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I won't do that. But then I was like, what if I test it? And then I did it. And then after 7 years of continually swallowing gum, I was fine. So I've just been doing it forever.
That's the stupidest reason for doing anything I've ever heard.
I'm just saying. It's not. It's just. It's inert. It doesn't do anything. It passes through you.
Oh man.
What's your fear with swallowing gum? What's going on there?
I don't have a fear. I'm not. But like,
I swallow some then.
No, because.
All right, you go.
Because I'm not an idiot. It's just universally known that you just don't do it, because otherwise, not even for the health reasons, it's just weird.
It's not weird.
It is.
You can swallow all kinds of things and be fine.
Don't be swallowing anything that isn't edible.
Gum is edible. It's meant to go in your mouth and be chewed.
Don't be doing that. Please, people message in and let me know how you. Please, we need Shaun to know that he's fucking weird. Know.
If you too love to swallow gum,
if there's any of my fellow swallowers out there,
I will be broadcasting on this channel at this time.
The people don't want me to let this out. They're trying to stop me. I mean, I think this is the craziest thing you've ever said. And I've heard you say some fucking mad shit.
Yeah, no, I've kind of made a career out of it.
I've known you for a decade, and why did you never tell me that you are a weirdo who swallows gum?
You've offered me gum, and I assume I've never thrown it away.
I don't keep whereabouts of where you're putting the fucking hubba bubba.
Well, now you know. It's in my tummy.
Stop.
Okay, just for you, I'll stop swallowing.
Put it in a piece of paper and put it in the bin.
But that's difficult.
Why?
Because what if I don't have a piece of paper or a bin handy?
You rip it off the gum packet.
What if someone has given me a piece of gum? You
have to have a receipt or something. You could just put it into the bin anyway. Just free rein it if you need to.
Well, that's rude. I'd rather swallow it.
No, it's not. It's not rude.
What if someone reaches into the bin and touches my yucky gum?
Who's reaching into bins?
Well, look, here's the second part of my story. Started reaching into bins recently.
To take old gum and swallow that.
Yum, yum, yum.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to do anymore. I was going to
still come to your wedding?
No. No, certainly not. Certainly not. I was going to talk about Florida Man, but we've run out of time because you brought up the craziest thing you've ever said.
We ran out of time because you took offence to how I live my life.
I wasn't taking offence. I'm genuinely worried.
No,
this is
fine.
me saying to you, like, you're going to die from gum. Like,
in the
when
picture
you
of
die
health.
and they open up your body, there's just going to be hundreds of pieces
Delicious
of gum.
spearmint pieces.
No. Oh no! I don't want to host this show with you anymore. I think this is the end. I think this is the end.
This can't be how we end.
I
It's only
think this might
episode
be
12.
The thing that breaks us apart.
The gum. Well, we can stick ourselves back together, Conor.
I just fucking hell. Like, surely you have massive constipation because I think it goes in there and gets stuck.
Man.
No,
it's free and easy down there. I'll be honest.
Fibre all the way.
Hell yeah. Can't digest fibre, you know that? Just goes through you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you can eat fibre, you can eat gum.
That is the stupidest sentence you've said.
It's a false equivalency.
It's a massive false equivalence. Sure, if you can drink beer, you can drink fucking diesel.
Now you're getting it, Conor.
Now you're getting it. Everyone message in, please, and tell Shaun to stop. He won't listen to me as his friend, but he might listen to you as strangers.
I took a swig of oil one time on accident.
Do you want to take us out? Because you're like, how are you still alive? There was only one place I wanted to start because I felt like Japan. Japan has a special place in your heart, really.
It does indeed. Been there, proposed there, lovely place in the world.
We got married there, of course.
Of course, in some kind of samurai style ceremony.
Yes. So Japan Zoo recaptures escaped bear in adorable emergency drill. So Shaun, what this is they got one of the zoo workers to cosplay as a bear on the loose to simulate an animal escape, and then they hunted him down and put him back in the cage.
That's got, like, how... I want to know the selection process for who gets to be the bear. Because that's the best gig in the world. Is
it? Or if... Look, I'm just throwing this example, right? You go to work every day in the zoo. A guy, I don't know, Larry. Larry's there. Larry
common
pisses
Japanese
you off.
name, Larry.
Right? Every Monday, I could nearly said Shaun. Every Monday morning, you walk in 8:30, 9 o'clock. Larry's all about what you do at the weekend. How's your day? How's your life? Too happy, too nice, right? Larry's annoying you, right? But here's the thing. This is your big moment because you're thinking it's kind of a reverse psychology because you know you get to bring it down with a tranquilizer gun. So you're like,
I don't think they're actually tranking Larry though. I think it's like it's a paintballs if anything.
So do you nominate yourself or do you hope or maybe nominate? I think Larry would be doing a great job here, maybe just for the day, and then you to start getting more and more serious with the hunting section of it.
They ask for volunteers and you just push them forward, and then and like the drill is set for like 4 p.m. or something, so you have a whole day of work and you're just like, you're sharpening a bowie knife, like you're putting grease paint under your eyes.
But you never actually acknowledge it to Larry. Like Larry's like, hey, what you doing over there? You're just like sharpening a blade, just looking down. Nothing, just whittling.
Don't worry about it. Go back to your desk, Larry.
So Larry's trying to feed the fucking hippopotamuses or whatever, and you're just like, what you up to, Larry? Huh? You're going to be out of the way for a while, are you? They all come back and you're all just in camo gear with the makeup on.
You've got like a map spread across the table and you're moving little tokens around, one shaped like a bear.
Every time he moves.
Yeah, you're keeping tags. You're throwing an Apple AirTag onto him.
When he's on lunch break, you have the fucking little thing on the cafeteria on the map. That's where he is now. Everyone keep an eye on him. Do we have him? Do we have him in our sights?
Do you think, is there any situation in the world where someone comes in late that day and doesn't know it's bear escape training day and treats it as a real bear escape? Somebody
has been out sick for a few weeks, maybe a week or two.
Doesn't know this is coming up. And when that alarm sounds, full actual panic.
Full on shotgun pulls it out. Don't worry guys, I got this.
So reaches under the desk, pulls out 2 9mm. It's like, okay, time to go.
And nobody has a chance to like tell them. They're just like, oh, they're gone. Oh fuck. Oh, Larry is so dead.
The of all the animals to escape as well, bear is the most like. I know we've repeatedly.
You
gone
have
through
told
tactics.
me many a story of you and bears, over our time here together, over the many years of therapy sessions that we've had here on Weird News.
I was just having regular sessions. But if a bear is black, fight back. If a bear is brown, lie down. If it's a polar bear, you're dead anyway.
Yeah, that's the three rules that we know for a fact that Shaun, I think, read somewhere when he was a child or made up.
I think I heard it on like some kind of Bear Grylls bullshit documentary.
He's named after them. He's got to know what he's talking about.
He's one of them. He can't.
Is
be
he part of
trusted,
the rhyme? Which one is he?
If it's Bear Grylls, he actually goes to a hotel later on in the night.
And it's like a Premier Inn because it's Bear Grylls, no frills. No,
Not your best. I'm not going to give it to you, honestly. I know where you're like. I get
Bear
it.
Grylls all trills.
No, you see that's the Bear Grylls theme park is what you're planning there. But
Yeah, actually, Bear Grylls should have a theme park called Bear Grylls is all trills.
they just serve like lemonade and raw meat, and that's
all you need. And sure, look, you're only going to be healthy from that.
Do you know he went to Ireland and he just went out to the west and just walked around for a while?
Fuck off.
He did.
Was it like with a celebrity or by himself?
No, it was by himself as like ultimate survivor Bear Grylls. He skinned a sheep and slept in it. Like,
there's nothing to survive.
No. You just fight. You'll walk up to a farmer's field. He'll be like, "Oh, sorry, are you lost? Bring you in for some stew. Drive you back to town in the morning."
So where did he get dropped? I'm fascinated by this.
I think it was Connemara.
So he got dropped in the middle of one of the most popular tourist areas in all of Ireland. And
with regular bus routes and
just regular
mapped
times. And what he did was he skinned a poor fucking sheep that was just like in a field of some farmer.
Yeah, like it was. He's dropped Man vs. Wild. That was the.
What Wild is he versus? The slight rain. Maybe it was windy.
It was raining. Yeah. He skinned a sheep and used it as a raft, and also
a raft.
He
to
slept
where?
inside of the skin. I think he went across a lake or some shit, which I would be like, just walk around, Bear.
Where's he going?
I think he was just going south, as far as I can see.
I like the idea that like outside Dublin, that's all it is. People are just like, once you get outside Dublin, that is all Ireland. It's just a field.
Yeah, and like they're not wrong, but also it's not like a survival situation.
It's not like a terrain. It's a terrain, but it's not a terrain, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like you gotta survive. You mostly just wander until you find a house.
Apparently, at one point, in one shot, if you turn the camera around, he was about 300 metres from Glenveigh National Park tea room.
People in there having sandwiches, just looking at him like, what the fuck is he doing out there?
What's your man doing with the sheep? Oh no!
Oh no! Oh heavens! So the drill is apparently an annual tradition of the zoo, according to the news outlet, one that's performed in full view of the public.
The tradition, like, surely there should be drills for this kind of thing.
True.
Surely that should be mandated by law, not we like doing it every year.
Maybe it was mandated, then it became a fun thing, because they're doing it now in the public's eye as well.
Right, you just go watch a man be hunted for sport.
So this time around, the scenario involved a male bear that had escaped from its cage via a tree that had fallen from a preceding earthquake. Quite specific kind of situations.
Fair. Rake of earthquakes in Japan, though, to be fair.
Rake of trees. Despite the brown coloration of the costume, the disguised employee was reportedly supposed to represent one of the zoo's Japanese black bears.
Fight back, it's fine. I just go up and deck him.
He's like playing along and someone just squares up to him and just starts throwing some fucking headbutts.
Puts on a pair of brass knuckles, says, come at me.
Once the fake bear started the rampage through the zoo, a group of around 20 employees and veterinarians carried out their containment plan. They used barricades, nets and even a rake to pin the bear down. They then pretended to tranquilise their co-workers, wrap them in a net and haul them away in the back of a van, presumably to take them back to the break room. Here's the thing, Shaun, with any situation like this. Firstly, funny idea. Someone should probably have taken it too far for the laugh and just like tackled him down and just like really went overboard like he was an actual fucking
like
bear.
Commit to the
commit to the bit. Or else he has to commit to the bit in the costume and just start wrecking fucking shit.
Yeah, like what is there? He must have a mandate of like, here's what you can do.
Yeah,
you know,
which is like, probably not that much. Maybe you just walk around and roar at people a little bit. But I'm talking full destruction.
Yeah, I want him to kill someone. Like, that's what we do.
Scene in Jurassic World when they all get loose and they kill that one woman above the lake. And the
they kill that one woman like 7 times. Yeah.
I want that.
That's what I want to happen.
This one man in a bear costume, and he actually releases the other bears, the real bears, as part of the thing.
I want you to get. Okay, I want Japan's most prolific serial killer in a bear suit, and we let him loose and tell him, if you get away, you're free. And then, and only then, do we let the 20 lads try and take it out.
Then we'll see how good you are at containing the fucking bear. Huh?
Yeah. Now he has to wear the bear suit, so he is impaired a little bit.
But he's allowed to bring his weapons from home.
Well, he can't use those in a bear suit, I'm sure.
Bear could pick them up though. He could leave them around the park.
What's his weapons of choice in your head?
Depends. I mean, what kind of killer is he? Because he's Japan's worst serial killer. Are we deciding on that?
Prolific serial killer. Yeah. Now that probably exists, but I don't want to look it up because it's going to bring the tone down. But if we were to say, like, okay, he's a knife man. He's a big knife
man. He loves a knife.
Yeah, he likes to get in close and such.
He likes to see the light drain from their eyes when he's there.
Yeah, comedy. So if he's got those hidden, he gets... No, because a bear wouldn't have those, though. And this is a bear drill at the end of the day.
True, but also bear drills are dumb for the sole reason that, I mean, the 20 of you are there, right? Because you're like, the drill is at 2 o'clock. Everybody's ready. But if an actual bear got out, you know for a fact only 3 of them are actually on the job that day. The rest of them are all gone home. One of them's having a cigarette break. The other one's maybe in the bathroom. And then there's one guy left just like watching the cameras and is like, oh shit, the bear is out. That bear has already killed multiple people by the time you get all 20 people together.
Yeah, so you're coming from different parts of the zoo. So yeah, the bear's going to pick you off in groups. Like some kind of Batman type creature.
I'm imagining the columns and just like the guy in the bear suit just opened one of the fucking columns, like in not the columns, what are they called? The start with a G. They're at the top buildings. They're statues. Gargoyles. Yes. I want the guy in the bear costume on top of the gargoyles as the fucking zookeepers get more and more worried as the further it goes.
Just brooding. And just like, but he's just like, he's just standing up there menacingly, kind of.
Yeah, like he's about to pick them off one by one. Like he's going to take them out.
So what happens to the rest of the zoo while this is going on?
I think it's just like a touristy thing that like people show up and just go to see it. I think our brains kind of immediately went, how do we take this too far?
Yeah, which is fair. But like, what if a real bear escape happens during the trial bear escape?
At the exact same time.
It's like, what are the odds?
And like the bears are waiting for that day, that one day every year to be like, this is the day we make our escape.
That's the thing, and they've got nothing but time. Like they're locked in that zoo forever.
If all they have to wait for long enough, they need to have that second where somebody sees the bear and goes, ha, isn't this a laugh? It's part of the drill. You get an extra 10 seconds doing that.
It's the opportune moment that the bears are waiting for, and they have nothing but time on their paws.
Nothing to lose.
So and did they? I suppose they probably caught the bear, right, in the drill.
What do you mean? Obviously. I mean, he's not trying to get away.
What if the weird news was, hey, they didn't manage it? Like, don't you think?
But no, I think the guy he just basically like walks super slowly.
Oh, this is horse shit.
Yeah, it's not
I've
as
looked up
fun
a
as-
video.
I mean, you have to commit, really, if you're going to do it.
He's dressed as a teddy bear. This...
There's no commitment at all.
No. What zoo is it? The Asa Zoological Park in Hiroshima, Japan. Do you know what? They've done very well.
How quickly he changed his tune.
Hiroshima's actually meant to be a lovely part. Lovely for cycling.
Vietnam. Oh, yeah, well, no, they've done a lovely job. Yeah, absolutely.
Vietnam is quite nice as well. I know people that went there last week.
Lovely fucking spot, lads. And they've been through enough. Let's have this fucking zoo thing.
Lad, there's been war everywhere.
Everywhere, lads.
Everywhere's been touched by war. God, you love Belfast.
What? Lad, you know what? I'll tell you this now and I'll tell you no more. We know who's been at it the most. And they're fucking near to us.
Oh, we fucking do, boys.
They cause most of them.
Have you seen what's happening with Texas at the minute? I don't want to get into it, but there's like Texas is ready to just fucking leave the US.
Just walk off. I respect. I think you got to stand by that. Like, I think you got to go for it. Like, if this doesn't change, I'm leaving. And then if it doesn't, you got to go. I think it's funnier if you're just like, all right,
take
cool.
your football and you go home.
I'm going home. Screw you guys. I think that'd be good.
Move. Really? Okay. Well, we'll see how that plays out. I'll give you a tenner on it.
Okay. We're going to move on, Shaun. You don't need to know our like serious news from us, really. Like, we'll just give you bad ideas.
That's the thing. Yeah. Also, all of our takes are terrible. Do not follow
It's
these
the
as
worst
gospel.
takes. Don't follow anything we say.
But follow us on all of your podcast platforms.
We are moving to everyone's favourite segment. That is Shaun Solves. Play the Shaun Solves jingle, please. Still no jingle, though. You got the look of terror on your eyes when I said that.
There was actual fear, that's true.
Yeah.
The jingle is silence while I think of how to solve things.
So if people haven't heard Shaun Solves before, Shaun, what is Shaun Solves?
You will approach me with an agony aunt kind of question, a problem that someone has submitted online, asking for the help of experts or wise people. You're going to deliver that question to me, and I have never failed in solving any of these. I will solve the problem that is given to me.
Yeah. Now, it might cause more problems long term, but we are not here to solve those problems. And if you have those problems, you have to write a separate letter in.
Yeah, and you can do that after the fact. That's fine. But I will bring you a body. I will solve this problem.
And if you haven't heard some of Shaun Solves, I think you're going to be surprised of how thorough and excellent he is at solving these problems.
And as we always request, please don't send me actual problems.
If you're having marriage troubles, do not message in.
I am not the guy.
I want small, pointless problems. So, Shaun, we are going to get into Shaun Solves. This is a pretty big one. Am I in the wrong for buying my own dinner because I don't like what the in-laws order? Okay? So,
okay.
Simple enough so far. But when I tell you the story, Shaun, we have a full-on story of what happens here, and then I'd like you to tell me what you think. Okay? So, I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a picky person. I don't just turn down food. Always willing to try new things, even if they're weird or unconventional. But my in-laws are hooked on this one take and bake pizza joint that I cannot stand. Right?
Okay.
I've tried to like it. I've ordered so many different things off the menu. I just don't like it. They order for every single family event, every get-together, every holiday, every birthday, and I just don't like what they're putting out.
So it's take and bake pizza that you get it raw and then cook it at home?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Well, we'll just make pizza at home.
I started ordering my own meals to bring to the parties before I went, okay? They got upset when they realised what I was doing. I explained that I like ordering my own food. It's to get a little treat for myself that I wouldn't normally order for the night that's in it. Still, they're always trying to convince my partner to get me to change my mind and just eat the same pizza as everybody else, okay?
Okay. It's not that weird, so like it's not.
This Halloween, we'd all planned to get together for a Halloween party, Shaun, just last week. What a lovely time.
Classic time. Crazy
My
days.
partner and I had actually planned out a fun homemade meal, a pasta bar kind of thing for everyone. We were going to host it, make all of it, give it to them. But the mother-in-law became very upset that we weren't getting her favourite pizza at the night. She put her foot down so hard that we thought there might actually be a fight about it, so we told her she could go order the take and bake that she wanted if she was really that adamant about it.
That's childish behaviour.
Of course, I was going to run to the store and get my own favourite pizza if she went and got her favourite pizza.
Yeah.
She became so angry. She insisted that I eat what she ordered and what everyone else was eating, and even offered to buy me anything that sounded good off the menu. I told her, you don't need to pay for anything. I'll go get my own thing if you really want to get this one place's stuff.
Stand firm, like.
Everyone is now angry at me. She's angry at me. My father-in-law is angry at me. My husband, not angry. He's grand. But everyone in the in-laws, super angry. They see me as thinking I'm too good for what they're getting.
But that mother-in-law did the same fucking thing. She didn't like the pasta selection that was... Oh.
By the way, to add to it, they were also planning on hosting and cooking everything on Halloween, so they'd actually already bought all of the ingredients.
Okay. What fucking emotional attachment do they have to that pizza place?
So the question now, Shaun, is what does she do in this situation? This has been sent in to you. It's a pretty big deal. Problems with the in-laws, you know what I mean? It's something you don't want.
Okay. So the end goal here is that you want to be able to have a social get-together, a family party, either without ordering from the pizza place
that they always order from,
that they always order from, or to be able to order your own stuff and not get fucking ate out over it.
Yes.
Interesting. I think the easiest thing clearly is sabotage the pizza place so that they stop liking it as much.
Sorry, yeah, that's the easiest option. So you're right. Go on.
Okay. Talk to your family.
No, that's not the. Fuck that. We're not going to talk. We do not solve problems by solving problems.
No,
we solve
we're men
problems
of
by
action
attack.
here.
We're men of action and attack, right?
So, like you could get a job in the pizza place, fuck up the dough somehow, because it's got to be a repeat thing. Ideally, it's just the mother's pizza that gets fucked.
Although, simultaneously, you could get the whole pizza place shut down. Maybe lose everyone their jobs. Which is why
you gotta just the mother-in-law's pizza you fuck with.
Right. Okay.
So that, because if she stops liking it, she seems to be the main instigator of this whole pizza
she's
game.
the leader.
Yeah. So I think... fuck up, make everyone else's pizzas as usual, keep them lovely, they'll all be happy out. She'll just stop liking the pizza.
I don't want to sound rude. You need to give her the shits from the pizza.
You need to give her the shits. This woman needs to shit herself.
She needs to shit herself at the party. While she's eating in front of everyone, you need her to get her to shit herself.
That's one I can't say. Laxative that acts fast.
Well done.
That's sprinkled in amongst all of the oregano and basil and
you need to do it every single time she has her pizza from that. So once will seem like a coincidence. But what you need is the second time. The second time is a killer.
You're not going to like this. But because you're going to have to throw the scent off. Because what I want you to do, you're going to, next family get together, and you're not going to like this, you're all ordering the pizza.
Yeah.
And you can grumble about it the first time. Second time, it's not so bad. You're going to need maybe 6 instances where you like the pizza. You like the pizza. It's not going to kill you. It's fine. Suck it up. Then, 7th edition, you fuck with her pizza a little bit. And but by this time they think, Shaun loves the pizza. So he would never alter the pizza in any way.
Like, he's one of us.
He's one of us. He's a pizza fan. Everyone else, it's delicious. The mother, it's a bit I know, there's a weird taste off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the next time will be better. It happens again.
No, more the next time. Stronger.
Yeah. And then she's going to start changing her order.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, that wasn't that nice last time.
Yeah, and then when she changes it, you need to do it more again.
Yeah, double down. And then by this point, you're like, oh, maybe you have like a gluten intolerance or something like that. Maybe that's what's
you need to convince her she's got dietary restrictions.
Yeah. You're gaslighting this woman into celiac disease. Is what you're doing.
This is our best one yet. From soft.
Because you're not just ruining the pizza on her. Then she can't have regular bread.
You need to ruin her complete life. You need to ruin her grocery shopping. You need to ruin just her idea of self.
Yeah. And because she's so wrapped up in that, the family gets from the pizza place. If I don't get from the pizza place, I'm not part of the family. Then, all this time, again, you're not going to like this, you're saying that pizza's fucking delicious.
This is the nicest pizza I've ever had.
I'm so glad you turned me around on this. Thank you so much.
It's fucking gorgeous.
Like, and then... And she's like, oh, that's nice. What's it like? And you're describing it. She's hating herself even more.
And she's like, you really got to double it down. You're like, I can't imagine being part of this family and not having this.
Yeah. I feel, because you're marrying in as well. Guys, I feel so included. Thank you so much. Yeah. And then, maybe after 12 more instances of this,
her shitting herself.
Her shitting herself. She's like, I might order from somewhere else.
Oh.
And that's when you slap her.
No, that's when you jump in strongly and you say, if you do not order...
Yeah, you say, no, in this family.
We always order from here. And when she orders again, triple the dose of laxative.
Yeah. And then, after she shits herself thrice in one night, you say, oh... We've decided on the catering for the wedding. We're having pizza.
From your favourite place.
From your favourite place. I know you love it so much.
You need to build up that fear. She has to associate this place with fear.
Yeah. And like, it's going to ruin her day. She's rethinking her wedding outfit at this point.
Yeah. And obviously this is completely a natural, normal, kind of level-headed thing to do. We're actually being quite level-headed here.
It's kind of amazing how quickly we came up with this, isn't it?
Understated, actually. It's actually down on the... Normally we come up with like something crazy that will never work.
Normally we go off the rails, I think.
And you normally try and get them to convince them that they did 9/11 or something, but like here... You just need to make an old woman shit herself until she's scared of pizza.
Yeah, it's a subtle approach.
We call it the Don't Me a No tactic.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I don't know if we can come up with better than that. I think that's the problem solved.
Yeah, and just to put your concerns at ease, Connor, because you're eating the pizza as well, the restaurant isn't losing any income because you were never eating the pizza in the first place. So it's the net. Their money, their profit stays the same. They can keep everyone on board. Sarah can go off and have her baby. Mike, he's planning a holiday. He's going to get the time off for that. Don't worry about it.
So like everyone's staying and everyone is actually happy. It's just an old lady is shitting herself until she's sad.
Yeah. And we've ruined her favourite food that she looks forward to at every family gathering.
I mean, it's the only, to me, it's, to be honest, the only logical tactic.
It's the only ethical thing to do, I think.
I mean, you could easily, I don't know, call it a bomb trait or something on the pizza place, but that's not going to help them.
Nothing wrong. They only made bad pizza.
They've just made... It's not their fault. And so, the trick is, the father-in-law, if he eats some of them, you have to make him a little sick, but not as sick as her.
Yeah, but I imagine he'll only have like a slice of hers to test it, and that's not enough. You need the whole hog of laxative to really shit yourself.
No, you put a little bit of the antidote in his drink for the laxative.
Oh, very good.
So he's fine.
Yeah. And then everyone else, their pizzas will be fine.
They're gorgeous. They're all loving it. But then when she decides that she doesn't want it anymore, then you need to find a different place that you like. I'd be like, oh, I heard this place.
What you could do, and if you'd have to time it well, put the antidote in your own drink.
Oh.
And then when you finish your pizza, she hasn't touched hers because she's shitting herself. And then she's like, does anyone want this? You take it, eat it. You're fine. It's delicious. That's amazing. That's better than mine.
That's actually so nice. I can't imagine not experiencing this.
Yeah. God, I'm sorry you didn't like, but that's really that's my taste now.
That's right. Oh man, this is perfect.
But again, slow burn. You can't do this night one.
No, this is going to take at least maybe 4. You said 6 times. That's so many times.
Depends on how often they're doing family events.
Yeah. If it's like 5 times a year, you're going to really have to speed run this.
That's true. You need to start having more family events.
But then what if the times you are not around that they get it?
But they only get it at family gatherings.
True. You gotta make sure you're at all the family gatherings.
Yeah. You gotta move in with them. Burn down your own house and then you have to move in with them.
Burn down your own house. Move in with the in-laws. And then only plan around this pizza place.
Take charge of the kitchen. A take and bake pizza joint is wild to me, by the way.
It's a strange thing to love.
Yeah, because surely it's more crack to make it at home and have a bit of fun with it.
Or just order a big fucking pizza.
Yeah, I did the big deal. You know that one company in Ireland that does the really big pizza deal? The
big deal?
Yeah, I did that one time in college. It's fucking great. 3 massive pizzas, bucket of cocktail sausages, bucket of wings.
Money bags me and strikes again.
Oh no, we all went in on it. There was like 10 of us. It was a $5 each. It was class.
A 10 of you, still €100 each.
Yeah. It's a really big deal.
It's a robbery. So it is. Because I have the perfect job for you.
Oh, is it podcast co-host who does very little work?
It's clearly fucking not. But no, I have a different one that you might be more suited to, because I have you is capital letters. You could run a penguin post office in Antarctica.
You have my intention.
So, help wanted. Charity seeks hard-working, self-motivated individuals for temporary positions. Must be willing to relocate and stomach the smell of penguin poop. That is the idea of the latest job descriptions posted by the UK Antarctic Heritage Trust, the organisation that runs a famed penguin post office in Antarctica. The group is hiring 3 positions for the upcoming Antarctic season, which runs from November 2024 to March 2025. So the post office is part of Port Lochroy, a historic British base on Goudier Island near the Antarctic Peninsula. It's the southernmost post office in the world. But despite its remote location, it processes up to 80,000 letters and postcards each season.
Why? Where? To whom?
Unless it's like a middle ground that you send them there before they go somewhere else.
Maybe, yeah. Like it has. Yeah, it's just the most convenient. Like if you're drawing straight lines to places, it's the fastest one to get to. These
missives in return are sent by the roughly 18,000 cruise ship passengers who stop by during the summer in the southern hemisphere. The trust oversees the site, and basically the organisation needs on-the-ground employees to sort mail, sell postage stamps, care for the ageing buildings, and run the small on-site gift shop.
I actually think I'd have great crack doing this.
These staffers also have another important duty, counting the roughly 1,500 penguins that live in a colony at Port Lochroy.
There's about 1,500 of them.
I'd say roughly, if I had to put a number on it.
Yeah, it's tough because they all look quite similar, but...
probably a few less than 1,600 anyway. But a few more than 1,400 is what I've had to put a number on it.
Just like just every day, it's like one less than the day before. It's like 1486.
How are you going to count all 1,500? So 100% you just look out your window, you're like, still a fucking shit ton of penguins out there. I suppose that's about 1,500.
There's enough penguins out there.
Yeah. So the organisation is looking for a base leader, a general assistant, and a shop manager, Shaun. So 3 positions there.
But look, you got all 3 in one right here. I have this thing. Leave me and the Penguins together for 4 months.
You have big general assistant energy.
What the fuck? I'm a base leader. I'm a base leader myself.
You are a base leader. If anything happens, I can see you turn into the Penguins like, guys, what do we do?
I tried that already.
I'm only a general assistant, guys.
You fucking do it.
Just like, look at all 1,500. There's 1,500 of you. None of me has a good idea between you fucking pricks.
Just an emperor penguin like standing over me checking his watch.
I only took an hour lunch, I swear. Fuck's sake.
How are you monitored? Like, how's your progress tracked?
Well, I suppose they wonder how many postage stamps and stuff you go through every fucking season or whatever.
What's the Wi-Fi situation like out there?
I assume it's probably not great.
Right. What's the freezing to death situation out there?
That would be quite grave as well, yeah. After undergoing extensive training in the UK in August and September, that's I was okay with going to the Antarctic, but I will not go to Birmingham. I swear.
If the training was in Cork, like, fine.
They'll deploy to Port Lockroy in late October or early November. So a lovely cold month to kind of show up in the Antarctic.
Southern Hemisphere though, so does that mean it's warmer?
Oh, fucking roasting down there. Once they arrive, they'll be mostly cut off from the outside world, as there's very little phone and internet access on the island. They'll also be sharing a bunk room with up to 5 other people throughout the season.
Can I pick the other people?
Who'd you pick?
You.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. We'd have great fun. We do the podcast, we'd record them, we'd release them.
100% the other 4 would kill themselves. Like, whoever it was, and after like day 3 of us going just doing a bit, and they'd be like, okay, no, I'm swearing, I hope the Penguins kill me. I'm going up there.
I have grave news for your stag do, let me tell you.
I'll be honest with you lads, I'm going to get the Penguins to eat me alive. I cannot handle this.
I'm going to take my chances with the birds. Thank you.
Port Lockroy also has no running water, so staffers will have to be comfortable using a bucket instead of a toilet. They won't be able to take baths or showers, except when passing cruise ships. Invite them on board.
What, you have to fucking parlay with the captain, do you?
You have to make a parlay with the captain, and then go on, take a shit, and then come back out.
Jesus, how often do those cruise ships come by?
I assume probably not that often.
Would you be stinking that much if it's that cold, though? Like, surely not a lot of bacteria would be living in your clothes and stuff.
But I suppose, yeah, but the idea would be maybe you wear so many clothes that you'd probably sweat.
That's true. The insulation keeps all your heat in.
You'd be cold, but you'd still be sweating because you've just so many layers on.
That's terrible. That's not. And then 6 of you all cramming into a tiny little bunk at the end.
Due to the terrain, it's not possible to go for a run or take a long walk if you need time on your own. Could you cope with being confined to a small island with 4 teammates for 5 months?
Can I bring cans?
There's no way. You'd kill each other. There's nobody on the planet that could go do that.
People
we
do.
We were talking
clearly
about the cruise, right?
Yeah.
You were like, oh, that'd be crazy for 9 months.
True, yeah,
5
actually. months
with 5 people in a one room.
Just night 1 we start watching The Thing.
And night 2 you're just like, anyone up for The Thing again?
Just lads, I brought 2 DVDs. I brought The Thing and oh heavens, I've brought 2 copies of The Thing.
Extended edition.
Yeah.
The Thing. I think, guys, we can. I mean, this one's a real good one. You get to see them butchered in even more HD. So, anyone for The Thing again?
This one's about a rugby team that had a plane crash in the Andes.
They're all just murders in the snow.
And Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
Why did I throw in 127 hours? This is weird. This is about the son, but he does have to chop his own arm off. Yeah. So I suppose.
So you're pitching this to everyone.
Look, he does have to harm himself. I swear, I told you I wasn't going to bring any more of them, but I only brought 1 batch of DVDs, and this is what we have. So that's kind of what we got.
They were on sale. They were a 5 for 1.
Shaun, do you think this might be the job for you, or is this a job that is very... Actually, I mentioned The Shining earlier on. This has a heavy whiff of The Shining about it.
I think I could do a month, but I couldn't do 4. I think a month is like short enough that I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to be home soon. I can put up with this for a while. But like, what if something goes wrong after the 4 months and they can't rescue you? Like,
what if the DVD breaks? What are we up to then?
Well, I've got the backup, so... That's why you plan ahead. That's why I'm general assistant, Conor.
I'm just shop manager. Like, nobody ever comes into the fucking shop. I'm just standing there like, one of these days somebody's going to buy one of these things and we are going to be laughing. But at the moment we are not breaking a profit.
Can you eat penguin eggs?
Okay, you're not going to get the job if you open with that in the interview.
I'm not saying I'm opening with it.
What makes you think you could be good for the role? I just have a question for you. Can you eat penguin eggs?
We'd answer your question with a question. What's the eggy situation?
How do you cook them, and for what length of time? If you want to, I don't know, maybe boil them.
Say I wanted, maybe a soft scramble. What are we talking there?
Would the penguins be mad at me if I stole their eggs?
Can penguins feel vengeance?
Just ringing back home, just like, I have 1,500 really angry penguins right now. It's a taken situation.
And a full tummy, let me tell you.
I'm ready to run, but I'm also going to get a stitch.
I've just been eating eggs.
Just massive. You're fucking swole. Like, just so much protein.
So, and there's still 1,500 odd penguins left. So
I would have, in numbers wise, hasn't changed.
For this year,
the first
fine. Next year they're fucked.
This year, laughing. Next year, don't come back to me. I'm not going to be on this.
I made the job easier for the next lad. He only has to count 12 penguins.
How much would I have to give you for 5 months out there?
$1 million.
$1 million?
Yeah.
You're lying. If I said I'll give you 200 quid, you'd be like, yeah, okay.
Alright. I have no worries for those 5 months apart from survival, but like that's
survival,
whatever.
Yes, but also like you don't have to buy anything. I think
because my fucking caveman brain is like I'm like, it's not built for spreadsheets. It's built for do this task and then do this task, you know?
Yeah, but also you get stressed if you have to do multiple tasks at once.
Yeah, but that's why it's just like, oh, okay, now I just need to paint this wall. Now I need to count these penguins. I think you work better when it's like, you have to do this task or you'll die, and then you have to also do this task or you'll die. I need a deadline. I need a purpose.
Deadline of death.
Yeah, which in many ways we all have that coming for us. We just don't know when.
But if I say to you, we've done this many times, by the way, on the pod, where like Shaun does up those videos that you see on the socials. And,
great videos.
But if I say to Shaun, could you do a video for, I don't know, maybe Madam Web? He'll say, yeah, cool, I will do. Weeks could pass, nothing happen. But if I say, Shaun, I'd like a video by tomorrow at 6, you goddamn believe a video's coming tomorrow at 6. At 5:59 he's putting that in.
100%. Like I don't like that about me, but that's just how my brain works. And you've accommodated to that. You're like, you will just be like, I want it here. Like, yeah,
I'm like, I want it done by Monday. You're like, great, I'll have it done by Monday. I'm like, okay, fucking fantastic.
And since you've been doing that, it's done by Monday. Clear direction is what I'm after. Because
he'll do it real well, but he just needs to do it in a panic.
It's not even panic. I know how long things take.
Yeah, it's so. If I said to you, okay, take as long as you want, whatever it takes is going to be shit.
That's the thing, yeah. Honestly, because it'll be take as long as you want. I'll do nothing. And then you'll be like, any word on that? And then I'll rush something together. And
then you'll panic and you'll be like, I'll have it out for you in an hour, don't worry about that.
Yeah. It's a still image with me just talking over through my phone.
Just really muffled. Just like, anyway, this is a Madam Web.
It's not a good movie, but it's not bad.
I didn't write anything down for this. It's just an image. Shaun, we are going to start off this week with there's only one place to start, because I said weird news should start with a Shaun solves, because Shaun hasn't solved anything in a long time.
No, I've caused more problems, if anything.
Yeah, and so if this is your first episode of Weird News, we have a segment on Weird News. We cover general weird news stories, but every so often, Shaun has a segment called Shaun Solves, in which I find an agony aunt problem sent into somebody else on the internet, on Shaun's favourite place, and then I bring it to Shaun, the same problem. And it's up to him to find a solution that is normally much better than whatever, like, boring shit that, like, somebody else came up with.
The individual problem will be solved.
Yeah.
Now, there could be other things around that, but I'm only hired to solve a problem.
At least 3 of the solutions you've offered has been try to convince them that they committed 9/11.
Yeah, gaslight them into thinking they did 9/11. That's step 2 in the Shaun playbook.
And step 1 was get COVID. You had that as a solution a few times. Now you're asking what were the problems that led to these solutions. That's not important.
Trivial things.
Trivial problems like, oh, my dog is shitting in the kitchen. Well, he committed 9/11, so maybe you convince him of that, then the problem solved.
I said you should drug a train driver at one point to stop talking to your boss. In the moment, it makes sense.
So, like, obviously you've a 100% record, you've solved every problem,
100%
and I'm
success rate.
always trying to catch you out. I'm always trying to get the one problem.
I'm untouchable, man. What can I say?
I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I'm looking for this one, because woman baffled as mother-in-law tries to steal her puppy and gift it to daughter.
Wait. Okay. So there's this lady. Her partner's mother has stolen her dog and is giving it to her daughter.
Yes, her sister-in-law, technically.
How?
So, the woman in question is 25. Her husband, 27. And they went to the husband's little sister's birthday party by the river, right?
Okay.
The little sister is 13 years old, just turned 13. It was her birthday.
Party by the river. Wild move.
I mean, yeah, okay. They had just purchased a little puppy, okay? And they brought their little puppy along so that the family could meet her. And, like, obviously a lot of other people brought their dogs along too. It was out in the park, maybe. So everyone's kind of just enjoying themselves. And, like, these are all the dogs. It's a lovely day out. It's a lovely birthday party for a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
What can you do with all the family?
By the river. Okay, of course. Fine.
Yeah. When we got there, everyone was super excited to see that we brought a puppy. Everyone was petting her and playing with her. Oh, so far so good.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law then asked me if the puppy was for my sister-in-law, so her daughter.
Okay. At least she asked and was like, hey, look, you did bring a puppy to a child's birthday party.
I said no, that this is my husband, her son, his and my puppy. She then held the puppy for a bit and gave her back. All seemed fine, right?
Right. Okay, now we've reached the point where anything further to do with this dog being a present is firmly on the side of the mother-in-law. Until
her sister-in-law, the 13-year-old, started opening up all of the birthday gifts, Shaun, and is going through all the gifts, ripping them open, like, oh my god, I got this, oh my god, I got that. Then she finally notices the puppy. The sister-in-law then asked her mother, have you finally got me a puppy for my 13th birthday? Oh my god, I've always wanted one. To which the mother-in-law replied yes, before she could say anything.
What the fuck?
Suddenly, the 13-year-old burst into tears about finally having a puppy, and then came over to me and tried to take the puppy.
And you have to now tell this 13-year-old, oh no, your mother's a liar.
And so, obviously, she's in shock, right?
Yeah.
Not knowing what to do, she lets the teenager take the puppy from her hands in that exact moment.
Understandable, because she's in shock, because she's been fucking blindsided here.
And also, you're kind of in front of everyone, and everyone's kind of looking at you, so you kind of have to hand over the puppy. Eventually, I went over to my mother-in-law and asked her what she was thinking. She told me that my sister-in-law had been asking for a puppy for years. And then said, "You don't mind, do you?"
Insane. This dog is like, they would have had to pay for that dog, and like they have to train that dog. That dog is comfortable in their house at this point.
The family, by the way, just to add context, already has 2 dogs.
What the fuck?
But the 13-year-old didn't have her own dog.
That is, okay, the 13-year-old. Okay, you're 13, you get a bit of a pass. That's entitled.
Rather awkwardly, Shaun, she then says that she had to take the teenager to one side and explained that she
had to do it.
Yes.
Not her mother.
She couldn't have her new puppy. She then says the 13-year-old starts throwing a fit and literally screaming, and her husband had to take the puppy back and leave.
Good. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be in that family anymore.
Not long after they had left, they were bombarded with texts and calls asking why they'd taken the puppy away. What had been the problem if it was a birthday present?
It was never... The mother is gaslighting them now.
So, I mean, Shaun, what do we do here? Because she's asking, what do I do in this situation? Because currently the whole family hate the 2 of them, and they think that they stole this little girl's puppy.
But they would have told everyone that they were talking to, this is our dog.
Yes.
You're sending a group text and you're saying, hey, this is exactly what happened, and you're laying all of this out.
Oh, you're calling... See, it's his mother though, so like...
I don't give a fuck if it's his mother.
It's the in-laws, like, you don't want to piss them off either.
I'll piss off in-laws, that's okay.
See, here's the thing. Do you get him to do it?
Yeah. He should be livid. He should be mad.
I mean, he should 100% be doing it.
Yeah. You don't, like, you picked your wife, all right? You were born into your family. So like,
like in this situation, like, look, your mother-in-law's being a fucking dickhead, right? Well, your mother is being a dickhead, so you need to be like, here, ma'am, that's out of order.
You're allowed to call your parents out on shit.
And also, you're allowed to look at your little sister and be like, it's not your fucking puppy, man. It's my puppy.
Stop being a drip.
Get your own puppy.
You have 2 already.
You have 2 dogs.
So my first port of call,
what does she do? I'm
sending a group text, I'm clearing the air, I'm clearing my name. The second port of call.
Or do you get him to send the group text?
Either one of them.
I think it's stronger from him. I think it's safer.
It's good from him. But I would want my name on it. I would have, you know?
Yeah.
It's from both of you. It's from you as a family.
Fair enough.
I'd sign the fucking dog's name on it as well. Just so we're really clear.
Take a family photo of the 3 of you.
Yeah, send that. That's an attachment. That's awful. Download it. And then afterwards, I'm signing them up as a foster family for difficult dogs. Because if you want dogs, I'll get you dogs.
Oh, I'll get you dogs.
I'll get you dogs. More dogs than you know
Killer
what to do
dogs. With. Dogs who have killed before and will kill again.
And it's not their fault. They're good dogs. But they've been through a lot.
Well, some of them might be dickheads. You don't know.
You could get the odd prick of a dog. That's true.
Yeah, so like, you sign them up and they'll find out.
And then and I would address all. I would put them in the daughter's name. And so they're your dogs. You can do what you want with them.
So your advice in this situation is to ruin the 13-year-old's life instead of the mother-in-law's life, because the 13-year-old technically hasn't done anything wrong. They were just told by their mother, we got you this puppy.
This is part of a longer scheme.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I'm trying to get the 13-year-old to lose faith in her mother's ability to look after her.
We need her to get emancipated.
Yeah. We want her... And look, she could stay with her brother and her sister-in-law because things would have blown over by then because you sent the text to clear it all up.
Right, yeah.
But she's never going to respect or follow the orders of her mother again.
Right, so you're delving fully into like making her lose faith in her own mother enough to leave the family home at 13.
Not 13. It's going to take a couple of years. It's going to take a few rounds of dogs coming through. And she's trying to look after them as a 13-year-old, and the mother isn't helping because she's a dose.
And you need like 4 or 5 at a time, so she's like completely overrun.
Oh yeah, the shelter, like they just need the space, you know. So they're going to put them out.
And maybe
the house.
some of them are sick, so like she has to see a lot of death.
Yeah,
like, a lot of them are older, and she's seen a few die at this point, and she's like, "Mom, why did you put me in this situation?"
That's true, and maybe they don't get on with the existing dogs in the house. The garden is full of dog graves at this point.
Dog graves.
Meanwhile, she's struggling with algebra in school, and her mother's not helping with that either. I'm just assuming she won't help with that. It feels like the kind of thing she wouldn't.
Now look, here's the thing though. One of her mother tries to help, and she's like, "Yeah, but you're the reason I'm in this mess." Oh,
and then she's blaming. Is the mother blaming the daughter now at this point? That would further create tension.
Is it now? What you're doing is causing full-on trauma.
It's true. I'm also gonna hire someone to sleep with the dad.
A different dog.
Not a dog. No.
It's a different shelter.
It's a different situation entirely.
For dogs who are fucking class.
So I want her to lose faith in both of her parents. Yeah. So that they're...
So you're saying, right, what you want to cause multi-generational trauma to this 13-year-old, even though none of this is her fault and it's all the mother's fault.
The 13-year-old's going to be fine. She'll be better off ultimately.
How is that true? You've just literally caused so much trauma.
No, because she's going to come and live with you for a while. That's fine.
Yeah,
you're looking after her, and then the three of you go off on a holiday together, and you say to the mother, "Hey, can you look after our puppy?" Because you look after all those dogs, so
and you give the puppy a knife.
Yeah, and you've trained it to shit on expensive furniture,
but only specifically to her smell.
Yeah. It's I'll be honest, you're going to have to quit your job to do this. It's going to be
it's a lot of time and effort. It's got like so much revenue, but at the same time it is worth it. So what you're saying is you want to break the husband and wife up.
Yeah.
But also, by the way, you know her husband is like their son, so he has to break up his own parents, cause his mother to maybe lose mentally, just be completely lose it through trauma. And then his sister also be traumatized, and his father be kicked out of the family for having sex with somebody else.
Yeah, but like he'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's over a puppy. Like
it's the principle.
It's a very embarrassing birthday.
It's the principle of the thing. You were made to look mean.
So you gotta be mean.
Yeah, if you want to be mean, if they want you to be mean, be mean. You know.
You're making them open a kennel. Like a dog, they're going to look after hundreds of dogs.
Oh, yeah. No, their legacy in the community will be the people that looked after dogs, but they won't enjoy it. They'll be unhappy the entire time.
Yeah, because there's so many of them, and they're all dying every day.
They're really sick dogs.
Really sick dogs, and just constantly adopting. Why are they giving them out for adoption if they're about to die the day after? That's a question we have to ask. But we'll fill in all that paperwork, just so that they get sent there.
It might be easier if you get a job in the dog shelter, because then you can control all of that from inside.
So you cover all the paperwork and get them all sent to that one address
and sign them up. So, we don't usually allow 13-year-olds to foster dogs. Like, no, this one's cool, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry, like this one's grand, like it only has a few days left.
She won't be sure, she'll still be 13 when it's gone, you know.
There'll be 13 of them gone before she's 14, I'll tell you that.
That's it. And sure, her mother will look after him, it's fine.
Yeah, right. So at the end of this, what you've done is, so maybe the daughter turned 17 and she now lives with her big brother and her sister-in-law.
Yeah. And the
they
dog.
have and the dog, who's now not a puppy but kind of slightly grown up.
Yeah.
The parents have been split up because the father was done for cheating, and the mother has got insane through having to care for multiple dying dogs every single day.
Yeah, she's not sleeping well in years. Like, she's
just traumatised.
But shouldn't have fucking said that at the birthday, you know?
And all of this over a birthday party in a park.
Beside a river.
Beside a river, yeah.
Which I still can't get behind as a birthday party idea for a 13-year-old.
You're really stuck on the river.
I know, it really set the tone for my feelings towards this family.
You're like, right, this is what we do. We send our dying dogs. Like, after all that. Yeah, but why beside a river? Like, it just makes no sense.
The mother's on her deathbed. She's just asking me, like, why? It's like, because why would you have a birthday party beside a river? Why would you have a birthday party
with a river? That's absolutely fucking psychotic, man.
Here's the thing. Party beside the river sounds lovely. Just feels weird for a family birthday get-together, you know?
For a 13-year-old.
Yeah. You know?
Unless you were going to attempt dog napping in the party.
You're not suggesting that the whole party was a front for dog napping, were you?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting it, I'm saying it.
Oh, so that makes it true. True, sorry. I mean, they have 2 dogs already. There's presumably been 2 other birthdays in that family.
So she's definitely had more than 2 birthdays. She's 13.
It's true. Unless she was born on
maybe every birthday they've stolen a dog from somebody.
Honestly, that kind of no, it doesn't make sense. What am I saying?
None of this makes any sense.
My plan makes sense. That 100%
right, so look,
success rate.
Here's the solution. So just to finalise, if you are listening to this, you're in through a difficult time. The solution is, as we've discussed, Shaun has kind of finalised it. Send the family chat a message explaining everything.
Yeah.
With a photo of you and your husband
and your lovely new puppy.
Your lovely new puppy.
All happy out.
And then, over maybe a 5 to 10 year period, go about ruining and causing trauma to all other people in the family.
Sign up. Yeah, sign up the daughter for the foster program. Tell her about it so she knows the dogs are coming. Then the mother starts getting really stressed, can't look after the dogs. Daughter starts losing faith in the mother. Husband then sleeps with someone else. Daughter now loses faith in her own father. She hits maybe 15, 16, goes to live with you and your husband and your new puppy, who's not a puppy anymore. And then you all go on holiday together and ask your mother-in-law to mind the dog, and then she has a breakdown and has to be committed.
Simple, effective, easy.
He gets results, folks.
He's not going to give you an easy solution. Well, no, he is.
Yeah.
But it's a solution-based thing. You know what I mean? Like, Shaun's not here to mess about. He's here to solve.
You give me 48 hours, I'll bring you a body.
That's possibly true. So Shaun has solved successfully another case. Please ring the Shaun Solves jingle.
No more jingles. I refuse.
The Shaun Solves jingle, just imagine it. It went over in everyone's head. It was a really good one.
Imagine, yeah. Just whatever you're doing right now, sing a jingle out loud, and that's the Shaun Solves jingle.
Kangaroo escaped from prison in Czech Republic.
Oh, that's not where kangaroos hang out.
Police in the Czech Republic are on the trail of an unusual fugitive that escaped from a prison near Prague.
Why?
A kangaroo. I did not say zoo, I said prison.
It's true. Why was he
some
there?
would say zoos are also prisons, but we're not going to get into that. Authorities said 2 kangaroos escaped on Saturday from the jail, which was southeast of the capital, but one of them later returned on its own, so just out for a jog.
Yeah, well, a hop.
A hop, if you will. Prison representative Marketa Prunurova said the other kangaroo remains on the loose days later, and police are searching all of the nearby areas to try and find it. He urged members of the public not to attempt to approach the kangaroo and instead contact police if it's spotted. I suppose the question then becomes, if you see the kangaroo, Shaun, would you approach it?
I think I would. Because I've told you about this, that I have, like, certain animals are just dudes. Like,
Yeah.
like a gorilla, just a dude. Kangaroo, just a dude. Turtle, a dude. Like, a fish, not a dude. A bird, not a dude. You know, well, some birds, like an emu.
No, I want you to keep making the
sure?
list.
A bear, that's a dude.
A bear is not a dude.
There's a dude. A bear is a dude. Like
a polar bear.
Polar bear's a dude, yeah.
What is wrong with you? You're gonna die. They're gonna eat you.
I'll treat all the dudes differently, but they're like, I feel they can be reasoned with to a certain extent. Alligator, not a dude.
What's an alligator then? Is the only option dude or not a dude?
Yeah, it's dude or regular animal.
And
dude is a gender neutral term, by the way. It's like,
yeah, he's just the dude.
A dude, like it's just a guy. It's just it's like,
yeah.
Any of those could be a human wearing an animal suit to me, and that's how I would treat them as such.
Giraffe.
No, a giraffe's not a dude.
Rhino.
A dude.
Hippo.
Not a dude.
Lion.
Not a dude.
Yeah, too aggressive.
Yeah. See, you're getting it. There is a logic there.
Cheetah.
Cheetah's a dude. A cheetah is a dude.
A mole rat.
No. Have I said hedgehog?
No.
Hedgehog's a dude. Anteater, dude.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. It's how my brain works.
I mean, how do you work like that? Like, what does that even help you with? Like,
just in how I interpret a frog is a dude. Like,
right. So you're saying a frog and a bear are both dudes?
I think like it's like in my head.
Put into words.
In my head, I'll put a personality on them. Do you know? Like, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I anthropomorphize them a little bit, but.
Sorry, just a little bit. Oh yeah, no, go on. Continue talking about your dudes.
No, we've talked about this as well, though. Is that like, I think numbers have personalities? Like,
yeah, but that's fucking weird, man. That's like, like we've talked about that, and I just give you a look like, oh man,
I should be studied.
Yeah. So what? Okay, I'm going to ask you this: is there a cross reference? Because can a number be a dude?
Oh, excellent question, Connor.
Thank you very much.
No, I don't. Well,
what about 7?
I don't trust 7.
What about 3?
Trust 3. Okay, so it's trust with numbers, apparently. Yeah.
Who hurt you?
I don't know. 8, big fan.
An 8, you love an 8.
I go drinking with 8.
Okay, what about a 9?
Yeah, same. Go drinking with 9.
Okay.
Trust 9.
6? So now it's involved in the would you go drinking with the numbers? So, question: what's the worst number to have a pint with?
14. I don't know why.
What
That's
the fuck
just
is
in my
wrong
head.
with you? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's no logic.
There's no logic. It's pure gut instinct.
What about 4?
4's too young. But 1 is a granddad. Like, this is like...
What the fuck are you talking about?
I have no idea.
1 is a granddad and 4 is too young, you just said.
4 is like a child, you can't go drinking, but 1 is a granddad.
What about 2?
See, my brain just said 2 is at work. I don't know what that means.
What does he work as?
I think I need medicine.
I think, well, there's no think really involved in that. I know what you need. It's a fucking long fucking sleep for a while, and just maybe a fucking rethink.
How long? You're gonna kill me?
No, just like a fucking coma or something,
right
just until he snaps out.
To answer your question, I would approach the kangaroo and try and talk it to following me.
If a kangaroo was a number, what number would it be?
18.
Just the straight immediate answer of just like, of course, it's obviously 18.
It's of course. You know how people have like synesthesia, like they can see sound.
Yeah,
I have that, but like with empathy for concepts. I think.
I don't think that's a sentence. I think you've made up that sentence.
I think I've strung a lot of words together there to try and
I think you put
clever.
a few words in a line and you thought you'd get away with it, but I don't think that's a thing.
Sure,
I think you made that up.
Connor's given no quarter on this episode.
You've empathy for, what was it?
Concepts.
Empathy for concepts. And if you were like maybe a bit of synergy as well, you'd have to have empathy for concepts.
You'd have to. It's the only way to live your life. Someone listening has to be like smart and be able to tell me what's wrong with me. Surely that's... I'm not going to
I
a
love
doctor.
the fact that the smart person, you don't want them to agree with you. You're like, no, tell me what's fucking wrong.
I'm aware. This isn't how brains are meant to work.
Yeah, so what we need to figure out what's going on in there. We need to crack it open, I think, and just maybe have a look around.
Yeah. What else? Sometimes I can't hear if the lights are too bright.
What do you mean?
Just, you're too busy looking at everything, so your brain stops listening.
I think these are all signs of ADHD, though.
Oh, maybe. That's very likely.
But
if I stop that,
symptoms.
I won't be funny. I'll lose my sparkle.
Or else you'll have a reason why you're funny.
Oh, and then I could channel it.
And then you channel it more.
Interesting.
Yeah. What number would you put on a lamp?
On a lamp? Oh. 12 is speaking to me.
It's a real big empathy of concepts you got going on over there.
Thanks, bud. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. I think you should change your bio on Twitter to empathy for concepts.
Empathy for concepts.
Just like somebody trying to figure out what the fuck you're talking about.
It just means I'm a nice boy. I'm a nice, polite young man.
What do you think about giraffe? What number is a giraffe?
19. See...
I mean, what is that?
But no, because if I was... That's gut instinct. If I was to think logically, it's 47. Yeah. I don't know why. But
why
gut
would it be 47? Let's go back. Why, if you think logically, is a 47?
It's kind of a shape of a giraffe. You got a big long bit and then a body.
Surely you just pick 11. There are two long ones.
No, that's a bridge. See.
What are you talking about? 11 isn't a bridge.
It's a bridge. 11's a bridge.
How is it a bridge?
Because you're looking at the bridge from top down.
Surely a 17 is a bridge because it has the little bridge going across with the 7.
Nah, you're wrong.
No, you've gotten this wrong in my
Connor, please leave this to the empathy for concepts.
Leave it to the fucking experts here, you fucking idiot. Okay, you're just making a fucking joke of yourself. Shaun, how are we catching this kangaroo?
Big net.
I'm hoping to setting you on it, to be honest.
I've seen videos of lads like fighting kangaroos. Like,
could you beat a kangaroo in a fight?
What kind of kangaroo?
What do you mean, what kind? A kangaroo?
The strongest kangaroo in the world? No. A regular kangaroo? Maybe.
Also no.
I think I'd stand a pretty good chance.
Not like a baby. Not a joey.
No, I'm not going to fight a joey.
Yeah.
You see, but you can hack a kangaroo. You can, if you shine a light at a kangaroo, it'll just look at it. It'll freeze. He's like me when he fucking sees a bright light.
How we break up the fight is someone just turns on a torch and the kangaroo gets distracted. You're like, I can't fucking hear. That light is too bright.
It's called going lamping. And so
of course. Could you be lamped?
I think I could be lamped, actually. It'd certainly catch my attention,
I think if a bright light was in a field, you'd be like, what the fuck is that over there? I gotta run towards it.
Yeah, keep looking at the sun.
Yeah. I don't know where we go from this.
It's going to be hard for you to pull back on.
I don't know where we go from this.
See, I've been in work all day. I've had all this bottled up. Now I get to leave.
Keep it bottled up. I will put it back in the bottle. Tighten that bottle up and put it away.
Very good, sir. Thank you for your time.
I'm in. What number am I?
You're 92.
Why?
I don't know.
So what number are you?
I don't have a number. Oh,
you're numberless. You're formless.
I'm formless. I'm like water. I'll just go.
I'm an empathy. I've got empathy for concepts. I'm a. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of a being. I'm an idea.
I am a concept, perhaps.
I kind of are sometimes. Yeah,
you're not a fucking human anyway.
You're a fucking dose. Shaun, I don't know where we need to go from this because I had a few stories, and I don't really know which one to go with. So Shaun, we are starting off this week in the only place that we can. It was sent in to us multiple times. Monkeys escape medical research lab for the fourth time. Are over 40 are currently on the loose in America.
I mean, this is probably one of the most sent in stories we've ever had.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people sent this in and were like, lads, 40 monkeys on the loose in South Carolina. And then to make it even better, the nearby police chief came out last week and said there's almost no danger to the public.
See, there's a word there that really changes the tone of that sentence.
There's almost no chance that you will die doing this.
Now, look, we have a couple of examples in the history of film about this kind of scenario.
Yeah, and every single one of them doesn't really end, I would say, positively for lads who are us.
No, and I'd like to raise this as a point. This might be controversial. I think we had our chance. I think, look, if this is how it goes down, this is how it goes down.
You know what? We kind of deserve it. So simultaneously, I'm like, well, that does make sense. That is kind of something we probably maybe need to wake us up.
It's also shockingly similar to the start of 28 Days Later.
True. So you are hoping for maybe some sort of like amalgamation, 28 Days Later, and maybe Return of the Planet of the Apes. What are we doing here?
Kingdom. I want them to get like industrialised straight away.
Okay, you want them to be smart enough to kind of run everything.
Yeah. And then I'll help out. But if they want to kill me, they'll kill me. That's okay.
So the police chief Gregory Alexander said on Thursday morning they are not infected with any disease whatsoever. They're harmless and a little skittish, he said.
I mean, they're still apes. Like, they're gonna...
If your opening line is, they're not infected.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the infection. I'm more worried about, the whole idea that this fucking monkey is going to rip me apart.
Does it say what type of monkey it is? Because I can get stats on these monkeys.
You're looking for height, weight, arm reach, what's their punching style. The company usually handles escapes on site, but the monkeys got outside the compound about 1 mile from downtown Yamasee, Alexander said. However, Shaun, this is amazing. What's the reason why these monkeys are out?
Did someone just leave the cage unlocked?
Wednesday morning at the facility, a new employee didn't fully shut down an enclosure.
It's one man's fault.
We always talk about you go home, right? You sit at the kitchen table, your husband, your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, they walk in, they say, how are you going? Have you had a good day at work? And you just stare into the distance and say, I've had better. I'll be honest with you. There's 43 monkeys loose, and I currently have no idea where they are, and it's my fault.
Like, you're definitely fired over that, right? Like,
it says new employee as well, so like it's your first week on the job.
Yeah. Like this is maybe day one, and it's not even that you could say, don't worry, everyone does it the first time they do it wrong. No, it's the first time this has happened.
Well, I think this, in my head, they've watched him for maybe a week, right? And they've like, look, he's got the ropes down. What we'll do is we'll do a trial run and we'll let him go around for maybe one of the loops by himself, maybe for an hour. and we'll see how he does. And he comes back and they're like, everything's sorted? All good. The monkey's going to be let out there of enclosure 3, so I gave them some air. They convinced me. They had pretty good negotiation skills, and I think they needed a bit of air.
Yeah, and the fact that he tried to lock the cage and didn't succeed.
He didn't fully shut the enclosure.
No, like he just they're monkeys. What are they going to do? Oh, they'll do a lot.
He put the key under a rock right beside the door. They'll never figure that out. Idiot.
He
monkeys.
forgot the key in the office, and he said to him, "Oh no, please wait here. I'll go get it."
They have said, by the way, that the handlers know them well. Usually they can get them back with a little treat or a fruit. Shaun, I think they're very much underestimating the fact that 43 monkeys are loose, and I don't think they give a fuck what kind of treat you're offering them.
No, and if I may, a couple of fun facts about the rhesus macaque, which is what monkeys these are. They've been known to overrun villages in India, stealing food and breaking into homes.
Good. Fantastic.
And also, they preceded humans in going to space. Now, we sent them there. They didn't do it off their own accord.
I assume they didn't build their own ship. If they did that, I'd be raging.
I'd be terrified. It would already be the planet of the apes.
So you're saying, also, by the way, Alpha Genesis is the name of the group that are being sent to track these monkeys down.
That's the most sci-fi fucking monkey
Alpha
killing
Genesis,
group I've
and
ever
the boys
seen.
all show up in like black vans, black SUVs, all in a line.
Alpha Genesis Prime. This is where James Franco worked in the first Planet of the Apes.
People living nearby, Shaun, what advice have they been given?
Look after your bananas, I guess.
They have been told, shut your windows and doors.
You know what? It's fair advice.
Strategy. I would say it is the middle of November, so at the same time, who's walking around with windows and doors open?
That's true. But again, South Carolina? What's weather South Carolina today? Same hemisphere. South Carolina today, Connor, 19 degrees Celsius.
See, we're doing... Okay, that's not bad.
I'd be opening the window myself now.
Not if there was monkeys out, though.
Free monkey. What are we doing?
There's one couple who's like, well, I'm hot, Susan, okay? I'm opening the window.
Although they'll have air conditioning in America, sure.
True, they don't actually need windows. It's fine. We don't have aircon.
No, we just have brick walls and a heater.
That's all you need. The company, by the way, Alpha Genesis, did not respond to an email asking about Wednesday's escape. So they've left the reporters on scene in terms of what they need. The federal officials actually fined Alpha Genesis all the way back in 2018. They fined them nearly 13 grand after dozens of primates escaped as well, as for an incident that left a few others without water and other problems with how the monkeys were housed. So they've had escapes before. Now they've had another one. Shaun, what are your thoughts?
I've been doing a bit of research into Alpha Genesis, right? Do you want to know what they were testing on these monkeys?
See, I'm starting to think maybe the monkeys are the heroes of this story, but please go on.
They were doing research on progressive brain disorders. So exactly the same as the Planet of the Apes monkeys.
Sorry, James Franco's movie from 2011. What was he working on?
It was a progressive brain disorder he was trying to cure by testing
Alzheimer's. His father had Alzheimer's, and he was trying to heal it.
That's it, John Lithgow. Great piece of acting.
And then he gets his memory back, but simultaneously the monkeys become smart.
Yeah, but it was so they tested it on Caesar's mother, Bright Eyes, and then Caesar was born, and then Caesar had it, and that's how Caesar got smart.
Yeah. So we're saying that this is the exact replica of those movies.
It's shockingly similar. The apes that escaped were very young females, weighing approximately 6 to 7 pounds. So they could have just been born, like Caesar. Oh my God.
Shaun, I have one question and one question only. how fucked is everyone in the preceding nearby area once these monkeys get loose?
I think we got maybe 4 years before we're in.
4? I think less than 4, sure.
Nah, because they gotta reproduce and multiply and become more monkeys.
Okay, yeah. But they're gonna go off and maybe set up some sort of, I don't know, a village.
Oh yeah, some sort of camp in the woods, and there'll be a tense agreement of peace. But then someone's gonna fuck it up. Yeah.
And then what we need is maybe some sort of military guy who comes in and is a bit crazy and maybe kicks it all off into pure on just madness.
Yeah, and then the third one takes a really weird tone shift into it's a whole white supremacist thing. It's fine, don't worry about it.
How do you explain this to the people? Like, if you're ringing this, if you're part of that lab and you're like, look, we were working on literally what's that movie about, and also they're all escaped. Sorry about that, but this is bad.
I think I'm taking a holiday, honestly.
I think you take a few weeks.
Not dealing with this.
Yeah, that's not your fault.
No, I'm taking some annual leave in the run up to Christmas.
And everyone's giving the side eye to the guy who left the gate open. Like, you fucking idiot, John.
Because that's a company that presumably has investors and shit that they will have to now justify to as they ask for more funding for more monkeys.
Please give us money for a lock. We need a lock.
Or to train people how to use a lock successfully.
Or train people how to fist fight a monkey.
Here's what we do. We get 100 monkeys and 100 typewriters.
Actually, here's my thing, Shaun. I have a question for you. How would you solve this problem?
Look. Okay, what do you have? 43 young
You got 43 monkeys versus you. But you have the means to maybe get whatever animal you want, one, whatever invention you want from Acme, two. Well, just how do we get these 43 monkeys that are currently on the loose back into the compound?
Well, do monkeys actually like bananas? Because we could just do a big load of banana traps. And then as they eat more bananas, it gets more slippy. And so we catch more monkeys.
Put the bananas on a hill.
And at the bottom of the hill, big net.
So your idea immediately big net, or are we going like, you've been put in charge? In my head, you're the man for this job. They give you like the general title and the tags, and they're like, Shaun Meighan, lead us to victory. You have all of our means and all of our anything you need, we're with you.
Well, I don't mean to fall back on my usual,
of course,
procedure for eliminating an invasive species. But if we were to look at the natural predator of the macaque monkey,
who would it be?
You got weasels, leopards, sharks.
So you're going to release sharks
into South Carolina?
Yeah, 19 degrees today.
And look, I'm not big on my. Oh, there is a beach. There's a beach there. We lower them down to Charleston. Oh, we'll be fine.
So you're going to lure the monkeys to an area and then hope the sharks pop out of the water to eat them?
Yeah, big string of... No, because I'll have crocodiles and snakes there as well.
So what you need is... What was the second thing you said? Jaguars?
Leopards.
Leopards. What we need is a big bag of leopards. How many leopards would you need?
For 43 monkeys?
43 monkeys. This is the cutoff. 6. There's no way 6 leopards are getting that job.
6 leopards would have it. That's 7 monkeys per leopard. That's fine.
Yeah, what are they, like an SAS team of leopards? What the fuck is this? I'm thinking 1-to-1 here. A monkey's fucking dead.
You want to deal with 43 leopards?
We'll deal with that problem when we get there. No. But currently we have a different problem.
Wait, these are super intelligent monkeys.
Yeah. So you're dealing with like monkeys who are much smarter than those leopards.
I'm going to need 86 leopards, please.
Now we have to solve the problem of 86 leopards.
I mean, okay, we're doing this. Predator.
Now we need 110 monkeys.
Lions, hyenas, painted dogs, and tigers. What's a painted dog?
That's any dog, surely.
It's an African wild dog. Oh, it's got like spots and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think tigers. I think you get in maybe... I think you get 30 leopards to deal with the 43 monkeys. And then you get 20 lions to deal with the 30 leopards.
That's probably leopards is probably one of the most balanced matchups, because I feel like a leopard on a good day could take a lion.
You think?
Yeah.
No, I think lions are taking that. I think one lion takes at least 3 leopards.
Not 3.
At the same time, no. But like one back to back, he's definitely taking 2.
I think a leopard will be faster than a lion in combat.
True, but if a lion gets you, it's game over, lad.
If a leopard gets you, it's game over. What are we talking about?
A lion's way bigger than a leopard.
Try and say that without any eyes.
What if you had 2 monkeys who were an incredibly good tag team, right? And they had a good, like, tag team rapport. What are you doing then?
Versus a leopard.
Yeah.
2 monkeys. I think the monkeys are getting away faster than they're killing a leopard, though.
But what if we give the monkeys weapons?
What kind of weapons? A shotgun.
Screwdrivers.
Flathead?
Flathead, yeah.
Monkeys have it.
They're taking it. They're fucking them up. So Shaun, I just wanted to feel like we had to solve that monkey problem. I think we did. I think leopards.
86 leopards.
86 leopards. That's obviously the logical next step. And also, anyone who's living in that area, just shut your doors and windows. Monkeys, they'll fuck you up, man.
Yeah, get a monkey repellent in.
What's a monkey? A leopard.
Love. Love killed the King Kong.
Kiss your children.
What's that quote?
Monkeys hate that.
They get jealous.
Okay. Feral and not trained emus Thelma and Louise on the loose in South Carolina as state's monkey search continues.
Holy okay, so this is referencing the escaped research monkeys from a North Carolina lab.
2 weeks ago, 43 monkeys were escaped from a lab in South Carolina, and what made the news was the police chief was like, "Don't worry, there's almost nothing to be scared of."
Yeah. There's no way they could possibly organise into some kind of society.
I think his exact words were, "You're in almost no danger."
Yeah. I think it was. The danger is near zero or something like that.
Yeah. Like they're still there, but like I'm going to pretend like it's not. So not only do they now have
now they've got mounted combaters available to them now with the emus.
Well, that's my point. So, by the way, this was sent in to us multiple times by several of our patrons and several listeners, because obviously they see emus released Thelma and Louise. Also, the monkeys are still loose.
Sorry. Emus are named Thelma and Louise.
Of course.
All of the monkeys are also ladies. It's just girls having fun.
Girls just want to have fun.
Good for them.
Good for the gals. Is it sexist for us to say maybe we should lock them back up?
What? Conor does not reflect. Look, awards people, listen to us. Conor does not reflect the views of this podcast.
We believe equal rights. Right?
I believe more rights for women.
Good, very good. Whatever gets us more awards, we'll go both ways, and then whichever one they like.
And we'll do in the edit. We'll swap it around.
Yeah, you swap it around. We'll figure it out. We'll get a vibe. So two more animals are on the loose in South Carolina as the state continues its search for the fugitive monkeys that already escaped. But this time, the 2 emus named Thelma and Louise escaped about a 3-hour drive north. So the Horry County Police Department wrote about the large missing birds on Wednesday, saying, "We're not emused."
I mean, serious situation, folks. Can we just a bit of decorum, if you don't mind?
I think we just get more annoyed when police departments tweet or put up Facebook posts.
Yeah. What are you fucking farming engagement for? You're meant to be there to serve people.
Are you worried about SEO or crimes?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out there and catch some emus.
Get fucked, all of it.
The department is aware of the reported emus, and we made contact with the owner. We are working to aid the owner in the effort to locate and capture the animals. There is no risk to the community associated with the emus at this time. Now, how do they know that? That's
them saying there's never been an emu attack in North Carolina.
No, we have a 0%, 100% of the time, emus have not attacked people in South Carolina, so you can't prove that they're completely safe.
South or north, sorry?
It's South Carolina.
South Carolina, sorry. Because I've been looking at the ecology of North Carolina to see what sustain both emus and monkeys. Yeah. Let me try South Carolina.
When asked by CBS News, see if you can find a tweet about The Rock thinks of it. When asked by CBS News on Friday morning, police said they did not have an update about the missing birds and that any additional information would be posted online. Sam Morris, the owner of the birds, told the news on Friday that the emus are named Thelma and Louise and they have yet to be captured. Well, they decided they wanted to hop the fence when we were trying to grab one of them to move her to another paddock. And well, she didn't like that, she said in the message. So she's living the wildlife. Well, both of them are.
Right. And is there any idea that Thelma and Louise have stolen a car and drove off a cliff? Is that an option for the emus?
Well, then it gets worse, because the farmer had then told the community group on Tuesday saying that the birds got loose 3 months ago and they just never reported it until last week.
You have to report a missing emu. That's one of the birds people care about.
Rule 1 of emu owning is if they get loose, you gotta report it.
Surely they're tagged or something though, right?
This is the follow-up. So you're thinking, right, look, maybe it took so long because, like, they might be trained, they might be, like, calm. They're cool, calm and collected emus. They're not going to attack anyone. There's no danger. So it's kind of like, look, I'll try and find them myself. I don't want to bother people because you cause maybe some scared for no reason. The farmer then said they are feral and not trained like the ones we have at the house.
How is this man just allowed to have multiple emus?
We are trying to get a tranquilizer approved so we can bring them home.
And it's been months. So wait, they're leaving the emus roam free while they wait for approval for a tranquilizer to go out and hunt them. Yeah. Sounds...
No, because he only started trying to get the tranquilizer approval this week because he was trying to do it by himself.
And he'd been outwitted by the emus for weeks now.
Yeah, like, I think it's a situation where you have, like, I don't want to tell anyone, and then when you do tell them, they're like, well, do you have a tranquilizer? Oh, I don't. Okay, well, then we need to get you some sort of approval to use that.
Like, could you lure them in? What does an emu eat? Grain, I suppose.
Grain. They are large flightless creatures. They're the second largest living bird, Shaun.
We've hit the point where they need to fill a word count.
An average height of more than 5.5 feet. Females, like the ones that escaped in South Carolina, can weigh more than 130 pounds. The animals are not native to the United States, well, obviously, and only naturally reside in Australia.
So, where they won a war against the Australians, I will say.
That is true, yeah.
That did happen. Okay. So, are you asking me how I would catch 2 emus and 42 monkeys?
I mean, I'm not asking you that. I think the reason I bring this to you, and the reason everyone kind of brought this to the show, is as usual, we want to know, Shaun, you wake up, and you are in charge of catching these emus in South Carolina. You are the one man in charge. You can do whatever you want. What is your first step and how do you go about it?
You see, the emus have evaded capture for this long. So we're not just going to be able to catch them. And we don't know the terrain like they do. So I'm thinking, and this is... Look, they might not like it at first, but it's better in the long run. I think we team up with the chimps. Because they can hunt from above and shit. Because I've been looking at the forests of South Carolina, and my God, they're vast.
I actually forgot about the monkeys for a second.
Yeah, see, that's why you need me on the team.
I think what happened was Sam Morris turned up to the police station and was like, there's 2 emus on the loose, and they're like, lad, we have fucking problems of our own, to be honest.
Just like, and it's there's an elephant loose.
We're stretched thin as it is. There's 43 fucking monkeys on the loose.
Now we're going to have to. The apes by this point have a rudimentary society set up.
I assume they have their own maybe tax system at this point. Yeah,
indeed, probably more efficient than ours.
Oh boys,
that's why we were award nominated, boys. There's a monkey, Ronald Reagan.
Trickling down, lads. Come on, you give me 100 bananas, I'll give you the bits.
So, okay, let's do. So, I'm a human, and you're the leader of the monkeys.
Okay.
What do you want in return for my help? I'm showing you a picture of an emu and indicating around the forest. Let's just... What do you want? What do monkeys need?
What do monkeys... bananas?
We'll get you bananas. Don't worry about that.
How do you get in front of the monkey leader?
Have you seen Planet of the Apes 2?
No, I'm saying that, but how do you know, firstly, where they are? And secondly, how do you get to the, like, take me to your leader?
We've been more successful at tracking the movements of the monkeys because they were released more recently. So I'll go near to where they were last seen. I'll have a backpack full of bananas, and I'll wear some kind of monkey pheromone, and then they'll come and investigate.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, fellas, ladies, let's all sit around.
Ladies, please. For me to go around.
And then I'll show them a crude drawing in the dirt of an emu, and they'll be like, we've seen them. They've been bastards to us.
Yeah.
And then I'll offer them a sharpened stick, perhaps. Now, this is tense, because this is how we lose humanity. But we need them to kill the emus for us. I mean, capture the emus for us.
There's only 2 emus.
And 42 monkeys. I like those odds.
Yeah. No, that seems... Yeah, but when they, for example, do catch the emus, by the way, you're going to die. The minute you go up to that group, and you're going to give them a sharpened object.
I'm going to offer them one if they help me. This is on delivery. They get that. I'll give them a lighter. You know, like they can master the flame.
I don't think they understand the concept of give and take, though. They don't know what a deal is.
They must know bargaining.
How would they know that?
I'll communicate this to them.
How would you communicate it?
Through a series of hand motions and sketches
in the dirt. Of hand motions, yeah. Do you know hand sign language? Do you know?
No.
Oh,
but neither do they. So
okay. So when Shaun dies, what are we going to do the next day? Because obviously we'll send him in to die first, and then we're down to Shaun, and we've got 43 ravenous monkeys.
And now the monkeys have a rake of bananas, a sharpened stick, and a lighter,
and an idea of where we are.
Yeah, look, I'll go down as a hero because I tried to get these emus back. Second most dangerous bird.
Look, here's 43 monkeys has to be more dangerous than the 2 emus.
Probably. But that's why we get the monkeys on site. We're not asking... No, Connor, sorry. We're not asking the emus to hunt monkeys.
Why?
Because we can't find the emus. And also the monkeys are a better ally.
But there's more of them.
This is war.
Everyone else is like super chill. And you're like acting like it's Vietnam.
We need to remember as well, these are intelligent monkeys because they were doing the Alzheimer's research.
They're the only ones intelligent in the conversation with you. Yes, go on.
What? I didn't understand that. Could you explain?
No. By the way, Sam Morris's Facebook post drew significant attention from the community members, with one person suggesting that herding dogs could help. But Morris said one of the emus had been attacked by 3 wild dogs before, and that the bird managed to kill them all.
And you're saying it took down 3 dogs.
3 ravenous dogs.
And you think it can't take on a few monkeys? You're fucking mad.
No. I'm saying that it's going to be impossible to get the monkeys to be on our side with your terrible negotiating skills, mostly because they don't understand negotiating.
I'm not saying it will be a 10-minute conversation.
What are you saying? It'll be a fucking 4-week pyramid scheme kind of...
Give me a week and I'll train a monkey to hunt an emu.
Put that on his tombstone. Some community members said that they had even spotted the birds. I was pretty shocked, and so was the wife. One person commented, like, is that an emu next to the fire station? I turned around to take a picture and it was gone already. So the fugitive emus still on the loose. The 43 monkeys are also still on the loose after they failed to secure an enclosure gate. However, 32 of the primates had been recaptured. So, they have 32 of them. That means there's only 11 left.
So okay, so their numbers are down. So now they're open to negotiations.
But I would maybe make the point that they are recaptured by, I don't know, humans. So they might be not trusting when you fucking idiot, show up and you're like, monkeys, knife for the emus.
Those humans didn't respect them like I do. So I respect women, Conor.
You know, I'm the most woman-loving man. You know, in Blade, when that police officer follows the vampires around because he wants them to turn them, that's you.
And I just want to be. I want to be like Nova. Like I just want to be adopted by the apes.
Yeah, you just want to be adopted, but they don't like you and they don't care about you.
They do like me. They're my best friends.
They wouldn't. Well, I suppose it's good to have some.
So many bananas and peanut butter for them. I know what you said, but I'm ignoring it.
I mean, it's just a situation, Shaun, where you have 11 now monkeys out there. They've got 34 of them. Right, so sorry, 9 monkeys left. It was 34 of them caught. So you've got 9 monkeys. 32 of them caught. I mixed it up. There is 11 left. You're 11. You're back up to 11.
Back up to 11.
And you have 2 emus.
And me, that's 12. That's 12 versus 1. 12 versus 2.
I mean, I think to me it's 11-1-2. That's the teams.
And then it's the great emu monkey collaboration.
Yeah, I think they kill you. Yeah, I think that both of them team up to kill you.
No, I feel no. I could endear myself to the monkeys.
I think that you would be first date.
No.
And then
they naturally like me.
And I think you would be such terrible PR for the human race that they would then decide to kill the rest of us just for the sake of what you did.
I know. I'd be great for the human race. I walk in there. I walk in arm with an orangutan I've befriended.
Arm in arm. You have to get married to one of their daughters.
I'm not. It's like Peaky Blinders.
You have to marry into the family to get some respect.
No, I won't have to do any of that because I'll offer them tools and knowledge. That's what
they do not give a shit. What knowledge? Firstly, could you offer them? Secondly,
together strong.
You're definitely the first date. In all of these things, you're the first date.
No,
my problem is I'll have to go in with you because they'll be like, oh, he needs a minder, and I'm like, well, I don't want to do it, but I seem like the logical one to go with him.
We'd record it for the Patreon, of course.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to do it for free. Content, like, you know what I mean? But just the idea of you going in and be like, ladies, please. Firstly, you should smile more. Secondly,
no, you're off screen. No.
Secondly, I think you deserve maybe half the pay of me, a man.
What to say I give you 70% of this banana?
I then have a full one, and you have 70. That's a good deal.
It's a great deal. It's great. It's worked for so long.
I don't think you should have rights. Just look at one of them.
Just out and out, just say it.
I don't know how they're going to find these 2 emus because they are already busy with all the monkeys. They're very stretched thin, I think, in South Carolina currently.
I hope they catch all the monkeys together at least, and there's not just one left on her own.
But then she might join up with the emus.
Would they have her though?
I mean, you would take her in, I think.
I would. We'd be friends.
You have a weird vibe.
What?
Do you want to have sex with the monkeys?
No. I just don't want a monkey on their own. The emus have each other. They're Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. You're going to send a you up message to the monkey.
No, the monkey can't use a phone, you dick.
Yeah, obviously. He's negotiating. He's too busy making deals.
Look, you're married off to a gorilla, first of all.
First up, gorilla, you have him.
We have to secure alliances in the realm.
Yeah, you're going to take it. It becomes
Carolina.
Game of Thrones, but just for monkeys.
Yeah. No, there's nothing there. It's fine.
No, there's not there. I think that this is your worst plan you've ever come up with.
What? Really?
Yeah. Definitely top 3.
Worse than make them think they did 9/11.
I think, well, I mean, if you can pull that off, because you have to tell them the history first. It's a lot of groundwork.
It's true. There's a lot of conflict to summarise there.
So in the 80s, America were giving arms to people. Going to get like really in depth into the whole history of American weaponry and just
the arms conflict in general.
Just the arms conflict. Just go start from the start. Maybe go back to the Irish independence. If you want.
Keep going back. So 1776. America was
1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. You probably know that. You're a monkey.
Now Columbus, dickhead. We can all acknowledge.
Even the Spanish had him, and he was one of them.
I'm telling all this to a monkey. She's listening intently. She picks it all up.
Intently. Just sitting there going, jeez, I wish I was at the fucking emus. These are they killed me.